Limited first-year cash back match, only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
This is the flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM and FM. Jacksonville Beach. 1010XL. Home sweet home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On August 3rd, 2007, Alex Rodriguez becomes the youngest player in MLB history to hit 500 home runs, connecting on the first pitch he sees as Yankees beat Royals.
If you're living with heart disease and surgery is necessary, a top-rated heart surgery program is available to you at Baptist Health. The team at Baptist has the highest rating for heart bypass surgery by the Society of Thoracic Surgeons, the gold standard for quality and safety ratings. Ask your doctor to learn more or visit baptistjax.com/heart.
Hey, Hicken here. I hope your summer's been as fun as mine. We had some great vacations, did some traveling. I must admit, though, I'm looking forward to everybody kind of getting back into order. My youngest going off to college. Everything got is settling down in the house. Man, the house is taking a beating. So the towel and grout, the carpets and rugs all need a good cleaning. Time to call Zero Res. Right now, Zero Res offering the hottest price of the year on tile and grout cleaning. Get your towel and grout cleaned and sealed, 25% off. Zero Res, man. Spell it forward, Zero Res, spell it backward. Right way to clean.
Are you an experienced automotive technician and tired of working for employers who put profit over people? Then come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road and get trained on how to diagnose and rebuild today's complex transmissions. See how we're different. Get traction on your career and come to Action.
Equal opportunity employer.
Training camp is here, and 1010XL is there. From the practice field straight to you, nobody covers camp like 1010XL. Brought to you by Roland Leash Plumbing and Kingfish Pest Control.
Did you know the new 2023 Honda Accord Hybrid has an onboard system that charges to battery so you never have to plug it in? When you think Honda, you think quality, value, safety. Now think hybrid. Visit your local Honda dealer and experience the car of tomorrow today.
Are you looking for increased privacy and protection for your family and pets? Look no further than Superior Fence and Rail. Superior Fence and Rail is Jacksonville's top-rated fence company, delivering the highest quality fence products. They'll treat your property as if it's their own. So get off the fence and get your privacy back. Call Superior Fence and Rail today for your on-site estimates.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
After my surgery, my knee was back in shape after only a few months. I trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists with my daughter's back surgery as well. Both of us are great. We're doing exactly what we love to do. This is David Lane, and I seriously recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for any orthopedic issue.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. Our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is ready to help you too. We'd like to thank the coaches and schools who trust in our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Attention sports fans, we've got an exciting announcement for all you golf and football enthusiasts out there. At Fourscore Golf Tavern, we're taking the game day experience to a whole new level. Picture this, hitting the perfect drive on our state-of-the-art golf bays while catching every touchdown on our massive screens. That's right, we're combining the best of both worlds, golf and football, made even better with our elevated food and craft cocktails. Right here at Fourscore Golf Tavern in San Marcos Square.
I'm Dr. Mitchell Yass, the most unknown world-renowned expert on pain elimination. That's right, elimination. If you've tried medications, injections, physical therapy, chiropractic, even surgery, and still experience pain, then say yes to Yass. I have successfully used the Yass method for over 30 years to help thousands reclaim their lives. To learn more, call me at 904-906-YASS. Let's end your pain and say yes to Yass.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Good morning.
Oh,
good morning.
Good morning. Coogan Nation. Time to rise and shine and start your day with Duval Sports Media Big Steppers. Dan Hicken.
You know it!
Jeff Prosser.
It's a big deal.
Gosh, it sure is a big deal.
And E to the T.
E.T. is in the booth.
Rise and shine, Cougars. Go time on a Thursday morning. And how does the phrase go? They gone. They being Florida State. We talked about this meeting they were going to have midweek and expect the fracturing landscape of college football to now heavily involve, headline-worthy, Florida State. I mean, I don't know how clear it can be. When the board comes out of their meeting, the Board of Regents with the president, and they say, quote, it doesn't really seem to be a matter of if, but when and how we leave the ACC, then they gone. And look, I got no issues with it in the current standing, current state of college football. But, man, I couldn't help driving in of thinking, when did it happen? Like, when did college football become way more professional football than it is high school football? College football in pageantry, amateurism, passion, support, cash, used to be a lot more like high school football than it was professional football. I mean, the disingenuousness dripping from the corners of the mouths of these conferences and these schools within the conferences. Look, FSU isn't leading the charge. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, the state of things is, but it is symptomatic. I mean, how much is enough? At any point, and I guess, did the ship sail with the very first conference switch, alignment switch? Did it start when Nebraska went to the Big Ten out of the, very healthy Big 12? I mean, that was a conference that had Nebraska. Colorado played good football. Oklahoma, Texas. I don't know when it started exactly, but, man, they don't give a doggone about your college football passion, about your importance of rivalries. It's just all about the cash. I mean, they don't even pretend it's anything other. It's not, gee, we love it here in the ACC, a Metro member for, our entire existence till we got the call up here with the big boys. We'd like to think we've represented real well. Let's work together, to find the best path forward. Nah, give us more or we gone. And with that is, basically the demand, the ACC is not going to be able to handle what FSU is saying they want. FSU, and they leave this part out. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. This isn't a drag on FSU. They happen to be the school that is in this case involved in this. So, there's also this part of it. If you're the Big Ten or the SEC or anybody else and they want to come to you because they are not getting paid enough in the conference they're in, there's always you really weren't here as we built up the value of this conference. So I'm not so sure you just come right in and get equal share. Now, if you go actively find who you want, i.e. Oklahoma and Texas, and they're going to bring the revenue that allows them to be paid right in line with, Alabama and Florida and Georgia and LSU and everyone else, then okay. But for these schools in the ACC, it might be a little bit different for them to land. Might be a little bit different. And I don't know. Maybe it's not. And maybe the value of a Clemson and an FSU or whoever else you choose from the ACC, and it's just a part of doing business, and your member schools are going to say, sure, we'll give them an even cut, no problem. I don't know if it's going to work that way because of how we started this. College football is now just big business, man. It's not about passion. It's not about sunny Saturday afternoons. It's not about memories of going to games with your family. It's about dollar signs for the players with the NIL, the transfer portal. The loyalty is long gone, whether it's player to school, coach to school, school to conference. It is the wild, wild west. It's the mercenary era of college football. And again, it ain't FSU's fault. And if Florida State is sitting, thinking and knowing that they deserve better, and the Big Ten or SEC, whoever it is, wants to pay them and invite them in, okay. I mean, yeah, they're 30th in line at this point. There have been quite frankly, bigger boys on the landscape historically and even currently who have made the switch. If Texas and Oklahoma and, Nebraska and USC, if all these schools, and Texas A&M and Arkansas, there have been a ton of schools down, in the last 30 years that have done this. They will just be the latest. Friend of the program, Ira Schoffel, was on with the Frangie show yesterday, and it's just a point-blank question. Does he, a guy who covers the Noles day-to-day, beat reporter for Florida State, and again, you guys know Ira. He has been on our show 100 times through the years. Yesterday, they cherry-picked him with our blessing, of course. And they talked to Ira Schoffel and asked him point-blank, do you believe in 2024 Florida State will be gone?
One of the people that spoke at that meeting told me earlier that they could leave this summer if they wanted to. They feel very confident. I didn't report that because I didn't know if I believed them, but that's been the prevailing sentiment from them. Florida State and Clemson and several other schools have sent attorney after attorney after attorney to North Carolina to look at the bylaws and the grant of rights. The grant of rights has never been challenged before. So everybody assumes that means you can't challenge it. But I think they've sent one of these schools sent up to 10 attorneys at one time to research these documents and prepare their case. So I think they must feel like there's a case they can make. Now, are they bluffing? At the end of the day, we'll have to see. But they certainly presenting. I think you're reading it exactly the way they're presenting it. That they're confident they can get out without having to pay $300 or $400 million.
We'll be on top of it every step of the way. If I'm an FSU fan, I'm excited. Look, despite all I said, it is what it is. And if I'm FSU, I'd rather be in the Big Ten or the SEC, where I can keep up with it. Is hard. FSU's point is valid. I can't be the football power that Georgia and Alabama and Ohio State and Michigan are if I'm pulling in $30 million less a year to try and be a football power. So if I'm an FSU fan, again, I'm glad. From a football standpoint, it's Clemson and FSU and a bunch of dogs with fleas in the ACC. I'm sorry, and I know schools individually have pop-up years, but year to year to year, it's been hard for even Florida State to be in good to stay at the level they were for so many years. And you have to wonder if it doesn't just drag you down more than lift you up. What the hell happened to Miami after they joined the ACC? I'm sure there's a combination of factors why the Canes went from one of the biggest bullies in college football to an infant in a crib, thrown out with the bathwater. So, yeah, I got no problem with Florida State's stance here. Mine was more a wistful reminiscence of what college football used to be. And it's just not that. It's semi-professional football. I wonder what the trickle down is. Not tomorrow, not this year, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. Is it literally going to be farm teams? Is college football going to be sponsored by the NFL? Will they pay the NILs? Will kids start getting signed at 14 to their future NFL team? It ain't as crazy as it sounds. So we'll see. You'll hear more from Ira Schoffel coming up this hour. He had, he covered that board meeting yesterday. I mean, it's pretty clear emerging out of there. It just as board member and former FSU quarterback Drew Weatherford said, it is not a matter of if at this point, it's when and how. More college football talk this hour. Kirby Smart, the two-time defending national champs up there in Athens, going to give us his thoughts, his perspective on Carson Beck. Carson Beck, a Mandarin quarterback, former Mandarin quarterback, led Mandarin to a state title. That is just more amazing than you think. Public schools in Jacksonville don't win state titles in football. They haven't won many through the years. Raines has. Raines and Mandarin, is that it? I'm going to leave somebody out now. You're going to get ticked. There's been a lot of private schools in Jacksonville that have won a ton of titles. Bowles, Trinity, UC come immediately to mind. I know Raines won the first, I'm pretty sure the first state title for a Jacksonville public school, and I believe to this day that Mandarin is the only other. St. John's, St. Augustine has. There have been area schools that have, but I believe Duval County Schools there haven't been many. Carson Beck produced one of them. And seems to be in line to be the starter in Athens. So going to let you hear from Kirby Smart coming up this hour. Going to hear from a former Dog. More importantly now for all us, a current Jag, Tyson Campbell. His thoughts on the upcoming season. His thoughts on going against Calvin Ridley day after day. Ooh, Superman found a little kryptonite over there at Miller Electric yesterday, didn't he? For the first time, the narrative around the daily Calvin Ridley report included dropping 3 or 4 balls along the way. Me, am I worried about that? No. Yeah, no. This is where we can get a little crazy with our training camp consternations. I'll trust what Calvin Ridley has done in NFL games and what we saw him do for this first week of practices, but it has kind of been a lull. I'm sure there's dog days of camp, man. Everybody's excited, showing up with their knapsacks full of supplies, smiles and shorts, and glad to see you. You get 8, 10, 12 days into this. Pads are on. Sun's out. Oof. We'll hear from Tyson Campbell coming up this hour as well. Doug Peterson met the media yesterday morning, and you're going to hear a little bit of the coach's thoughts on how camp is going to this point as well. So we're loaded up here on a Thursday, brought to you by Custom Tree Surgeons. Saw a headline the other day. They're expecting perhaps a very active hurricane season, and we know what that means. Jacksonville is at some point going to be in at least the side path from one of these bad boys, and if something goes wrong on your property and you need the very best, then that's what Custom Tree Surgeons is there for. No job too big or too small, and by the way, they'll be out at my place before too much longer. It's time for me just to do a little maintenance. Hey, do you have trees hanging on your roof and you wonder what that scurrying is that you hear in your attic? Yeah, that'd be the squirrels or the rats or whatever it is. It's climbing said trees onto your roof and into your house. So Custom Tree Surgeons is there for any and all reasons. Unbelievable customer service with Custom Tree Surgeons. Just go to CustomTreeSurgeons.com. We'll take our first time out. Come back with a lot more to get to. Further into the FSU, it would seem like imminent departure. Also hear from Doug Peterson, among others, from Jags camp. We got news of the day that is going to be firing your way as well. Updates a couple times an hour. We're your total sports leader. We are Big Steppin' this morning on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Get your adrenaline rush.
Wow! Wow!
This Sunday at Michigan International Speedway. Brought to you by Famous Automotive Tire and Quick Lube. Servicing every customer like they're famous. On your NASCAR station, 1010XL.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you listen to one commercial today, listen to this one.
Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet are doing it again, recognizing the local heroes in our community with a brand new car. That's right, we'll be giving away a brand new car, cash, and free oil changes for life to our local heroes. Nominate a law enforcement officer, firefighter, EMT, nurse, teacher, veteran, or your local WOW hero. Head to localwowheroes.com to nominate and vote today. Let's wow our heroes.
Did you know that hot weather is worse for your car than cold? It's true. Extreme heat can evaporate your battery's fluids and cause corrosion. If you're having a hard time starting your engine, visit Batteries Plus. We'll test your battery free of charge. We have plenty of replacement batteries on hand. Plus, we offer installation on most makes and models, or upgrade to Premier Installation for added protection. Stop by your nearest location or shop our selection online at batteriesplus.com.
People who suffer from arthritis are getting real pain relief with exciting biologic therapies at QC Kinetics.
The success rate is there, and there's no better way to treat yourself when it comes to dealing with pain.
Meet Tyler Vale, co-founder of QC Kinetics, who says they can't cure arthritis, but they can treat the pain.
If you think of the tide coming in and out on the beach and what it does, it erodes the sand, right? Can't stop the tide, but eventually when the sand or the beach gets bad enough, we backfill that beach with sand so that we get generations of enjoyment with that beach again. And the same thing happens with your knee or your shoulder or your hip or your back. We want to backfill the problems that have happened to this point. I'm not stopping the tide, so I'm not stopping the arthritis, but I want to get generations of enjoyment out of those joints again.
Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation. Learn more about how restorative biologic therapies can get you real and lasting joint pain relief.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. When it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Bold City Football is back. Get the latest on your favorite players with 1010XL's training camp coverage. Brought to you by Roland Leash Plumbing and Kingfish Pest Control.
Let's get the work done.
Nobody covers camp like 1010XL.
Introducing the latest menu addition at your neighborhood Woody's Barbecue. Now you can get fried chicken and fried pork. Whoa, Nelly!
At Woody's Barbecue, it's what we do. Let's eat.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Allentown Mortgage gives you both a fast online application process and an expert mortgage advisor to get you the best mortgage at the most competitive rate in the nation. You can be a number at a big box bank and spend weeks filling out paperwork, or call Allentown Mortgage. Eric summed it up in his 5-star Google review. Allentown knows the mortgage industry. When the big boxes say no, they say yes. The whole process went very smoothly. Get the mortgage experience you want. Go to AllentownMortgage.com. That's AllentownMortgage.com. NMLS number 103917, 4810 Executive Park, Jacksonville.
The start of training camp is here, and we want you to be the first to witness your Jacksonville Jaguars in action at our brand new Miller Electric Center practice facility. This 125,000 square foot site features a 2,100 seat grandstand for fans to attend open practices. You can see your Jaguars starting July 26th. Seats are limited, so make sure you arrive early. And remember, it was always the Jags.
Hear that? That's the sound of the grill in summertime. That is a clean grill by Grill SOS. Backyard barbecue season is here. Let the 5-star rated pros at Grill SOS deep clean your barbecue grill. Book now at grillsos.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Gotta set the tone.
Right, there you go. Tone setter. Shiny object. Maybe I have to, what do we got here? No, this is like, I don't know what I'm doing. Now I've got, oh, wait, I see what we're doing here. These are they or no? I don't know what I'm doing. That's fun for you in listener land, my bad. Messi did it again. I think I nailed the analysis on that one. When Messi came in and scored 3 goals in like half a minute, and then came in last night and scored 2 more, as Miami, who was the worst team in the MLS, hasn't lost since Messi joined them, had 2 more goals last night in a hot minute. And yeah, I think the indictment here is just how terrible MLS must be. Now, granted, this is the best player in the world, but he's old. And he's coming in and he's going through them like a MLS player playing against a high school team. I mean, he's got 5 goals already, right? He's played 3 games. The leader for Miami has 7 goals, and he's played 27 games. And this guy will catch him next So, again, I'm not going to sit here and sell you the MLS per se or even the sport of soccer, but I will sell you goats. Goats for sale, I'm in. So if you're going to put Lionel Messi in the United States of America to spread the soccer brand, and then he's going to perform like he is, then I'm going to pay attention because he's a GOAT. I'm not the biggest tennis fan, but if Novak Djokovic wins, a tennis tournament, he's the GOAT, man. It gets my attention. Messi has my attention. The MLS doesn't. His Miami team doesn't. FC Orlando doesn't. The Metro Stars or the Red Bulls or whoever the hell, the Cos, who plays in the league, none of them do. But Messi does, and he's delivering. When they, as non-soccer fans might say, force feed you Messi, maybe I am right now, when he delivers, well, okay, feed me some more. And dude has certainly delivered now with 5 goals in 3 games, and his Miami team, I don't believe, has lost yet. Man, what might the score be when the Braves and Cubs meet Friday in Chicago? Yeah, Atlanta had 12 yesterday. The Cubs scored 16 more runs yesterday after hitting the Reds for 20 the night before. 36 runs in 2 games. That would be a Reds record. I mean, a Cubs record, rather. Or it's the first time in forever, since, 100 years ago. And Atlanta now heads to Chicago. Well, actually, the Cubs have another game today. They play the Reds today. Braves finished off a 3-game series against Shohei Ohtani and the Angels. Acuna homered, Olsen homered. Have you heard this before? Have you heard that? Riley homered. They scored 12 runs, 112-3. Meanwhile, the Cubs, Dansby's hot, by the way, just in time for the Braves to come to town. Dansby Swanson's homered 3 times in the last 2 games. Part of those 36 runs the Cubs have scored, and they're only 3 games back now in the Central. Man, Taylor Dahl must be walking on air. Taylor Dahl loves her some Cubs and some Bears, boy.
Yes, you do.
Man, she loves her some Cubs and some Bears. And the Cubs, this was not expected of them, and they are putting together a memorable season to this point, and that will be a weekend series that will be interesting to watch. If you like offense, that might be the place to turn because Wrigley's known as a bandbox. Anyway, the game of the day yesterday in Major League Baseball were your Marlins.
Came back from down 5, my boy.
If you had to bring aliens down and show them a game of baseball and get their interest, maybe show them yesterday's Marlins-Phillies game. It had it all, man. He just said there was a comeback late. They were 5 down. They scored in the 9th to tie. They scored in the 10th to tie. They scored in the 11th to tie and then won it in the 12th. Big home runs, 2 out, bottom of the 9th home run from Jorge Soler, who's had a terrific year. You Braves fans remember Soler. He's MVP of the World Series. I think he's up to 25 bombs. He's been good for Miami. Miami, look, nobody's catching the Braves in the East, but they're fighting for wild card spots. And if Miami gets in with that pitching, again, I'm big on the young pitching, especially. You never know. You never know. Got to get in though, right? Got to make the tournament to have a chance, obviously. But yeah, that would make you a baseball fan if you watched that one yesterday. All right, I talked about the FSU side. We're going to circle back to that here in just 1 second. By the way, yes, Raines, Mandarin, the only 2 Duval County public high schools to win state football championships. Carson Beck led Mandarin to theirs, and you're going to hear what Kirby Smart has to say about him in 1 second. The Big Ten, I talked about disingenuousness yesterday. FSU, much less disingenuous. Hey, in fact, give them credit. At least they're upfront about what it is, not concocting some reason for PR or otherwise. We need more cash. We're worth more than this league can pay us. Any takers? That's the message coming out of Tallahassee. The message coming out of the Big Ten. I mean, you people got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Big Ten is now going to get, okay, the Big Ten is, rumored is Washington, Oregon. We've been talking about that. And among the reasons that the Big Ten is hesitant to make that move, you ready for this one? Are you sitting down? This is humorous. Do reporters have follow-up questions? I guess you can't have a follow-up question to a press release. But apparently the Big Ten's pause in adding Oregon and Washington in part is in deference to the Pac-12. They don't want to be responsible for completely demolishing another conference. Oh, really? Was that the idea when you went and got USC and UCLA, the only two that mattered? You frauds. Come on, man. Come on. Yeah, we really want to. There's also the matter. Remember what I talked about earlier? Yeah, you can come, but you ain't getting paid full share here for a while. That's kind of apparently what the negotiation is with Oregon and Washington. I mean, aside from geographically, Oregon and Washington's a good fit. Is Oregon a great fit when it comes time for Rutgers to go cross country? And what's next, by the way? Do some of these big conferences start kicking some other schools out? Yeah, we really like Oregon. Rutgers, I'm sorry to say, but we're going to have to let you go. Maybe the Big 12 will be interested. But, yeah, here is the Big Ten. Oh, I see. It's out of concern for the Pac-12, is it? You don't want to be the ones responsible for the blood on those hands? Too late, buddy. Because when you took UCLA and USC, you cut the heart out of the Pac-12, and it died. Colorado has followed. The Big 12 will get another 2 or 3. The Big 10 will take these 2. And then, Cal, Stanford, you guys can be what maybe you've always wanted to be, bastions of academic success, and just stop playing big-time college sports, I guess. Either that or be aggressive, get active, or you're going to get left in the musical chairs standing out of the game. They want it. They don't want the blood on their hands, Yeah. Yeah, we're interested in Oregon and Washington, but, man, we don't want to be the one to completely kill our brothers there in the Pac-12. As a follow-up, USC, UCLA, any thoughts on that one there, Commish? All right, back to Florida State, and they are going to be perhaps the next domino to fall. How quickly could it happen? How soon might we see FSU in another league officially? Could it be like this year? Could it be this week? I mean, there's going to be some cash that's going to be talked about. There's going to be some negotiation between FSU and whether it's the SEC or the Big Ten. But you heard Iris earlier when we said, do you believe FSU is going to be out of the ACC next year? He certainly thinks it's a possibility. I wouldn't be shocked at all. The question then becomes, and by the way, it also matters which league is actively trying to get you. I mean, if the SEC is on Clemson and FSU, they're doing a better job of keeping it secret because it seems like the Big Ten's association with those has been more, and that could just be media and this format speculation. I don't know. But Ira Schoffel, who has covered the Noles forever, I believe he's now with War Chant. Forever he was a Tallahassee Democrat, and for a long time he was. He was asked, what does he think ultimately FSU's destination will be, Big Ten or SEC?
I think right now it seems like the Big Ten is much more expansion-focused. I think the SEC, after they took Texas and Oklahoma, and you guys know the SEC as well or better than I do, but my perception is they felt like they would get Texas and Oklahoma and just ride with 16 for a while. But the Big Ten's got other ideas, and I think part of that's driven by Fox. I think Fox has made a big investment in college sports. I think they see an opportunity in college sports. So they went out and got USC and UCLA, and I don't know that they're done. Like now, I think Dan Wetzel reported today that they're looking at maybe more expansion and going to 20 or 24 teams. And I think Florida State's probably one of the top candidates now that they've made themselves available on the market. But I think Florida State would probably rather be in the SEC. I don't know that the SEC is willing or able to expand right now. And if they do, whether or not Florida State would be covetable because they already have Florida State.
Yeah, good points. Nice to have boots on the ground over there. Tallahassee covered that Board of Regents meeting yesterday, and you've heard some of the comments coming out. And again, the guys are careful what they say. When you're on the Board of Regents, you're the president of the school. You're careful what you say, and you didn't have to read real quick between the lines to see that they're saying ACC is not going to be able to meet our financial desires. And so for that, will it be Ira makes good points there. It's not just about does Florida want FSU in the SEC. It's the SEC saying, well, do we need another team in Florida? I mean, do we have exclusivity in the state? There's no Big Ten teams there. I guess there's a Big 12 team now, isn't there? But if the ACC is going to fall apart. By the way, if it does, FSU leaves, and say Miami doesn't go to the Big Ten, and there's been no indication, there's been no smoke towards a Miami Big Ten pairing, that leaves FSU with two huge rivals in other conferences. Look, it's hard to keep the one non-conference rival intact the way everything's shuffling around. Is FSU going to get to a point here sooner rather than later that they're going to have to decide whether they want to play Florida or Miami every year? Ira asked that yesterday as he joined our friends on the Franchi Show.
We've seen in college football the last 10 years or 15 years some rivalries go away. And that's, and Florida State fortunately hasn't had to do that. And, through the years when Florida and Miami stopped playing every year, Florida State's always been very proud of the fact that they played both of their big in-state rivals. So that's something they do not want to give up. But if the Big Ten or whatever conference is telling you've got to play, say, 9 conference games, and then you also were trying to play Florida and Miami and then only have one game against basically a tune-up opponent, I think that might be too much to ask. So I think at that point, they might have to make a tough decision.
I'm not buying that either. Here's another deal. When you step up and decide as a brand, college football, that you're going to be more professional football than high school football. That's how I opened today. I mean, it's palpable. College football is a lot more close to an NFL business run entity than it is high school football. And it wasn't you go back not far ago, and college football was a lot more like high school football than it was pro football. And now it's just completely, it's like way on the pro football side of the scheme, from players getting paid to TV rights deals to the whole deal. But if you're going to do that, I find it awfully weak. If we're going to pare down and we're going to leave good programs in the wayside to get our 3 20-team conferences, then by golly, you don't get to go play the Sisters of the Poor. You're playing one of the 60. And so if you're Florida, then FSU in this case, you keep Miami and Florida on your schedule, for goodness golly's sake. And you're in the NFL. Guess what you don't get to do? This week, we got a tough schedule here in the NFC East. So our 2 non-division games are going to be the Orlando Thunder and the, USFL Panthers. That's who we're going to play them. Nuh-uh. And by the way, and also, point blank, we're going to reinstitute the old ones. Oklahoma, Nebraska, you're playing again every year. Tough. Pitt, Penn State, you're playing every year. Too bad. Texas A&M, the list goes on. So if all these schools are going to band together for their billion-dollar enterprise, then Western Carolina is no longer on the schedule. I'm sorry. You don't get even one layup. Find a layup at the bottom of some other league. And maybe they'll all just come clamoring for Northwestern or Vandy or whoever it is. But, no. Keep your rivalries. FSU, I'm still bent over the Florida reasoning. Florida should play Miami every year. They should. Florida State and Miami and Florida should play each other every year. For goodness sakes, this notion of softening for your national title runs is just disgustingly stupid. If you got a team good enough to win the Natty, that one layup don't matter. You could put any mid-conference team in there and you're going to beat them. If you're going to win the national title, if Illinois rolls into Athens this week, it ain't going to be any more difficult than if Eastern Washington did. And so for that sake, but, FSU and Miami should be playing. FSU and Florida will play. I'm almost positive there's something like in the state constitution that Florida and Florida State have to play each other. I'm not, don't quote me on that, but I want to say there is. All right, on to up the road a little bit for the back-to-back national champs. Kirby Smart had a press conference yesterday as the Dogs get rolling here in the fall. Asked, what's the biggest focus for a team that's got 2 straight natties?
The biggest focus for us in training camp is physical and mental toughness. That's why we do training camp. We try to expose our guys to a lot of scheme. We try to expose our guys to getting to know each other, moving into one central location, and really focusing just on ourselves.
All right. Carson Beck is the leader. You're going to hear more about him specifically in a second, but there is a quarterback competition up there. They got a couple of high recruits. Well, 3 when you include Beck, who was also a 5-star high recruit. But what is Kirby looking for as the quarterback competition starts here in fall camp?
They're going to get a lot of reps in the next 25 practices. They're going to get a chance to compete in the next 25 practices. So each one of them has individual things they need to work on. But for the whole, I want to see them, manage the offense, understand the offense, get people lined up, and execute. And the guy that does that best in critical situations will be the guy that becomes a quarterback.
Came out of spring that Carson Beck was the leader. The insinuation at media days and elsewhere is that Carson Beck is the leader. It seems like it'll be Carson Beck's job out of the gates. Now, Kirby has also done this now. He ain't scared to change. They've been flipping. You're talking about a guy that let Eason and Fields go. So, you're talking about a guy who, Stetson Bennett wasn't the starter. DeJuan Mathis ran out as a starter for Kirby Smart. So if you got the job, that's great. You're going to hold on to it as long as you produce. Here he is on Carson Beck's progress.
Carson's had a lot of reps and a lot of work. They just hadn't all been game reps. So he's had a huge mass of reps against good defense, against really good defense in ours. So, but his leadership method's kind of still being developed. It's no different than Gunner and Brock. I mean, they each one have different ways about them, and that's true with the guy that just left too.
All right. Let's now look at a former dog being counted on here in Jacksonville. He's Tyson Campbell. The Jags have been bad here until the second half of last year. Well, Tyson Campbell's come to town. He's not going to get a whole lot of notice. They lose too much. I mean, this is Tyson Campbell's third year? Yeah, right. 21. Yeah, 21, 22, a 21 class.
Yep, going into his third season.
Yeah, he came. What a draft that's ended up being, huh? Is that Trevor Etienne, Tyson Campbell?
Dang.
Isn't that? First 33 picks, they got those 3 guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Here is Tyson Campbell on what, if anything, he wants to prove this year.
I just want to show, I'm a great football player. That's it. Prove to myself, that I could be the best corner in the NFL. So that's the mindset you got to have at DV, and I just want to win. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to win, and that's the mindset, be relentless.
All right, Tyson Campbell says he expects to shadow number 1 receivers. He's up for the challenge if asked. He's been working on his game. Also loves his camp battles. We've talked about this with Calvin Ridley. If Tyson Campbell plays to a top DB level and Calvin Ridley plays to a top receiver level, both these guys get better in the process.
Man, it's been great, man. I love every bit of it, man. So he's going to make Sundays so much easier for me, and I'm going to do the same for him. So I'm just a competitor. I love competing, with anybody. So, and he's a great player, and I just love competing at the end of the day. And that's just how we are. We just love to compete, and I love it.
All right, we'll hear from Doug Peterson and tee up a football fix for you when we return. You're listening to The Drill on a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
This is Brent Musburger's VSIN Action Update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Jacksonville Jaguars wide receiver Calvin Ridley dealing with a toe injury but changed cleats and participated in every drill yesterday with the Jaguars. They open up the preseason a week from Saturday at Dallas. Jaguars are the minus 155 favorites to win the AFC South, 14-1 to win the AFC, 25-1 to win the Super Bowl. The season opener, week 1, Jacksonville laying 3.5 at Indianapolis, 43.5 the total. Hideki Matsuyama, Russell Henley, both 20-1 to win the Wyndham Championship that tees off today at the Sedgefield Country Club in Greensboro. Get your free VSIN subscription right now at VSIN.com. With your action update, Mike Sennett, 1010XL.
Hun, the drain really smells.
Yeah, wow, it does.
I think it's getting backed up. What should we do? Did you just quack like a duck?
Yes, I did. Duck Rooter, your plumbing pros in Northeast Florida. Need help with a plumbing issue at your home or business? Just call the Duck.
When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769.
Is your vehicle in need of some TLC? Bring it to the experts at Tire Outlet. With over 40 years of experience in 15 locations across Florida, Tire Outlet is the brand you can trust. Our certified technicians do the job right to get you in and out in no time flat. Hurry in for great deals on tires and automotive service. We offer free tire rotations, free brake inspections, rebate offers on brand name tires, and a legendary price match guarantee on every set of brand new tires. Tire Outlet, wholesale prices, premium service.
Lauren Brooks here for Hodges Mazda, your hometown Mazda dealer. Hodges Mazda strives to ensure a satisfying and comfortable car buying experience. The sales staff doesn't work on commission, allowing Hodges Mazda to put your best interests first. Hodges Mazda is located right up the road and has a large selection of new and used vehicles to choose from. Plus, every vehicle purchase comes with 2 years free maintenance. And even if you don't buy a vehicle from Hodges Mazda, they will still buy your vehicle. Visit Hodges Mazda today during the Season of Discovery sales event or shop online at HodgesMazda.com.
You'll now find New Day Veterinary Care at 8 local Pet Paradise. New Day is the new way in vet care for you and your pet. But let's just be upfront. Pet Paradise, now synonymous with the ultimate in care for your pet. Let's face it, he's a member of your family. And spots are filling up fast with summer travel coming up. Your pet doesn't want to miss out. You need to go to petparadise.com right now and secure your location. Pet Paradise has 8 North Florida locations to take care of all your pet health needs, from veterinary to grooming. I love the staff. Staffs are so underrated. I don't care where you're going. Every time I go into a Pet Paradise location and I see the happy pooches arriving, I don't know who's got the bigger smile, the dogs, the cats, or the staff. They've got climate-controlled suites. These hot summer months, they'll be playing in the pool. They love your pet like you do, and you're going to love Pet Paradise. PetParadise.com. Go there now.
Are you an electrician looking for better pay and benefits? Miller Electric Company has the industry-leading compensation package. Electricians are eligible for a signing bonus up to $1,000. Now, they're partnering with the Jaguars on their new performance facility, the Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric has opportunities for you to work on some of the most exciting projects right here in Jacksonville. Whether you're experienced or not, visit MillerCareers.com, an equal opportunity employer. That's MillerCareers.com.
The All-Pro Roofing phone line connects you to some of the most sports-connected minds in the country.
You mean you can actually contact these people?
Listen for great phone interviews all day on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
We'll talk on the phone.
On 1010XL.
Whether you are looking for a job or an employer trying to hire, there's only one stop in Jacksonville, Remedy Staffing. Labor trends keep us guessing. As employers, the job market has been strong. So what does that mean for workers' availability? If you're interested in the workforce solutions or how the Remedy team can help you, call or text Crystal at 904-329-9802. 329-9802, Remedy Staffing.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Ratify Credit Union, we know that empowered people do powerful things. Big things, crazy things, wonderful things. And that's why we're here, to find ways to say yes, to make banking easy, and to help you make waves. So whatever crazy idea is in the back of your mind, we've got the banking how-to to go with your why not. Banking, lending, savings, empowering. Find it at ratifycu.org. Ratify Credit Union. Make waves. Insured by NCUA.
Sports injuries are a common issue for both adults and children. Dr. George Barry here, and as a specialist in orthopedic care, the team at Barry Orthopedics and Sports Medicine here in Jacksonville provides comprehensive diagnosis and treatment of all types of sports injuries. With additional training in sports medicine and more than 30 years of experience, the team is available to care for your entire family and help you have fun and stay active. Visit us today at BariOrthopedics.com.
And don't forget to check out Breaking Bones Sunday morning, 7:30 on 1010XL.
This is Keith Catlin for Catlin Truck Accessories, and we are so blessed to be in business for over 100 years. Over 100 years of the best products and customer service means you can count on Catlin. From Roll-and Lock bed covers to Lear toppers to Cam Locker toolboxes, Catlin Truck Accessories has you covered when it comes to your truck or van. We do those too. Got a fleet of vehicles? We can outfit them all.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
One name, one location, 100 years. You can count on Catlin.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Computerized. Oh, baby. Computerized.
From the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, and a valid question, what is Notre Dame going to do? That could be a wild card. If the ACC could convince Notre Dame to join their league, then maybe you put the brakes on for a second and see. I mean, it couldn't be a more natural tie for Notre Dame than the Big Ten. And I know they probably want to remain their elite, standing in that area of the country, not be bothered by the trifling Big Ten conference. But yeah, where does Notre Dame? By the way, they're going to outlast this. We're play our own game nonsense. If Notre Dame wants to step up and be, part of the college football machine, it's going to have to join a conference. You don't get to stand on your own, cut your own stuff, and do all that. That's a 1960s mentality. It's lasted this long. I'm amazed that Notre Dame still gets their own, quote, TV deal. I really am. I mean, if you compare to what Notre Dame once was, the entity it once was as to what it is now, it's amazing they have their own. So, yeah, what about Notre Dame? That's a good one. So, anyway, lots of thoughts and talk and comments on the text line about the FSU situation. So be sure that we will keep you posted with each development. And like I said, I said it earlier in the week, by the end of the week, there's going to be some news coming out. And boy, did it come out yesterday. And now it's just a matter of how fast things develop from here. Hey, Doug Peterson, you had a hell of a run last year. You have a bunch of good players. You've won a Super Bowl yourself. You think you have a franchise quarterback. We've been in camp here for 8-9 days. Just go ahead and tell us we're winning the Super Bowl. How good can this team be?
I think we're still a ways away, honestly. We're still working through a lot of different things. There's combinations of, with Anton and obviously with Walker Little and working through scenarios there and seeing where we can. On paper, you think, okay, yeah, you could probably be a decent football team and compete and be there at the end. But a lot of things factor into that. You just don't go out on a limb and say, hey, we're going to be this, but I like where the guys are. I like how they're working in practice. Even in pads yesterday, first day, guys, they practice fast, but I there's potential there, and again, it's hard for me to just say it. We're going to be this, because we take it and, one day at a time.
So there is Doug Peterson as he tries and establish this year's, personality, culture. It just, look, I've seen this even with our team in its brief runs of success. You get a feel for a football team, for the DNA of a football team. The Jags DNA is not, me, guys, I'm a DNA guy, right? Always. DNA wins. In the long run, it wins. The Jags DNA is not terrible. It's just, it's polarizing. And, you want to pay heed to your DNA that had you picking first in the draft 2 years in a row, had you picking in the top 10 all the time, hadn't really produced a difference maker at head coach since Tom Coughlin was here. The DNA can certainly make you think that don't ever count on that. But at the same time, it's a franchise that's been in multiple AFC championship games. It was in AFC championship games in three times, 2 decades, back in the playoffs again already. So, And now the arrow's never been pointed up higher. It just feels like, and I don't know if this translates necessarily into the postseason and the playoffs, but it feels like this is a team that's going to contend for like a top seed to me. That's just what it feels like to me. You got young, hungry football players, anxious to now enjoy some success, and you got the perfect coach to kind of guide them to that success. So, I said 12, I think, officially, right? 12-5, I think, but maybe it's 13, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's 9.
It's like the Swiss cheese model. It's like everything is lining up. Trevor's playing good. Then you got Coach Doug Peterson. He's really a man in the ship. And then you got Calvin Ridley. And so just everything is lining up. So it's like the Swiss cheese model.
I would agree with that. All right, fire at the band. We got a football fix. Let me give you some of the news and notes from around the National Football League. We got a few, and don't forget, we're counting down to postseason time. The hated Orlando Predators, I think they're changing leagues. Let's just boot them right out on their A. And so at home this Saturday, they need you to fill the tank, expecting a big crowd. Be a part of it. Those are fun atmospheres, right? You're down there in the middle of it, leading the charge.
Yeah, and it's explosive down there.
Yeah, so hopefully E's got 2 more assignments because we got a game this week and a win. They will host to win a title next week. Get those tickets, by the way, online at jacksharks.com. Also, the Jointed Creek Golf Club. Still waiting to unveil the sign-ups for the golf day, but could be any time. It's coming. You know the date. Just be ready when we give you the sign-up intel. And my friend and yours, you know how good your insurance agent is when you need them. And Mandy Bowers is there when you need her. When things go bad, there's Mandy. So it's Allstate agent Mandy Bowers and Mandy. Cooper Kupp. They say now likely out a few weeks with a hamstring injury. All it took was Cooper Kupp missing like the last 8-10 games of the year last year for you to forget just how dominant a run Cooper Kupp had been on, right? You want to talk about a man that probably doesn't get his due. When we start tossing around these great receivers in the league, we just like out of sight, out of mind, have forgotten about Cooper Kupp. Go look at the last 3 years statistically. Justin Jefferson ain't been no better than Cooper Kupp.
No.
Jamar Chase or Devontae Adams or any of them. I mean, Cooper Kupp's been right in line with the very best of the best, and so the Rams certainly need him. That could be a sleeper, though, like fantasy-wise, because they still got Matthew Stafford, they still got Cooper Kupp. And one thing we learned with Kupp last year is the Rams were already struggling. It didn't matter. It didn't matter who the other receivers were, what kind of offense they had. Cooper Kupp was getting his 10 for 140 and a score every week, man. But won't have him for a few weeks. Already talking about flexing that Jets-Broncos game. Don't forget, they pushed the flex back. They can do it earlier in the year now. So that's only like a week, like 5 matchup, was it, I believe? But there is a talks with the bad blood from the mouthy comments of one Sean Payton. As he broke the code, according to Nathaniel Hackett. All right, Dalvin Cook is talking about joining the Jets now. He and Aaron Rodgers playing patty cake a little bit. Oh, yeah, I like him. Oh, I like him too. Oh, he'd be great for us. Oh, I'd be great with him. The Jets have Breece Hall coming off an injury. If Breece Hall weren't coming off an injury, I'd say spend your money somewhere else. How healthy is he? We may get an indication of that on what they do. But, Dalvin Cook's a heck of a football player. Let's don't forget that part. And he's in his prime. So, yeah, I don't want him going to the Jets. I don't want him coming to the AFC, quite frankly. By the way, can I make a fearless prediction?
Do it.
It will be almost money back prediction. Don't you just know Aaron Rodgers is going to be one of those dudes in the quarterback documentary?
Yeah, he's going to be in it.
Right,
yeah.
He's going to be in it. He likes the attention. You don't advertise you're going into the darkness retreat unless you want to talk about it and people talk about you, right? You don't date actresses and Danica Patrick and chug beers courtside at Bucks games unless you like the attention. You don't get filmed unknowingly belting out tunes at Taylor Swift if you don't like the attention. And he watched Patrick Mahomes and these other guys. I bet you that Aaron Rodgers is calling Peyton Manning and telling him I'll do it. I could be wrong, but man, I sure get that feeling. Which has nothing to do, by the way, with today's football fix other than Aaron Rodgers and Dalvin Cook playing footsies. Alvin Kamara met with Roger Goodell yesterday, so we shall see. I would think that the league would punish Kamara. He had no legal charges. They ended up not being filed, but they have seen the video. The video is brutal on that. Did you see the video on that?
Yeah, I saw it when it first came out.
Yeah, they beat him down a little bit, so it's probably going to be something. Even regardless of what the situation was. And liquor flows and the Vegas lights blink and people lose their minds sometimes. The words are hurled. Can't we all just get along? Big changes. There's already some changes in the kickoffs this year. Won't bother you with the minutia. But the NFL is considering the USFL style of kickoffs, according to reports. Well, I say I won't bother you. Maybe I will remind you that kickoffs will look different this year. The league is temporarily implementing the fair catch rules that we've seen in college football. So you can fair catch anywhere on the field and get the ball to 25. Or you can kick it into the end zone and get it to 25. Basically, they're trying to cut down on injuries, but that does almost take a specific play, if not a unit, the special teams unit, out of the game. But apparently they're considering the XFL rule. Did you see any of the XFL kickoffs? Do you remember what they were?
Oh.
You kick from the 30, but your players line up at the opponent's 35. The opponent lines up at the 25, and no one can move until the returner catches the ball.
Oh, wow.
So what it does is it slows those high-speed impacts. You're not going to have those, this guy's just bolting down the field full speed from the 35. This guy's bolting up field full speed from the goal line. And, you got your chocolate and my peanut butter. I got my peanut butter and your chocolate kind of collision. If you know, you know. And so by doing that, you lessen that. Yet you can still find a seam, and you're going to leave some kickers out on islands if they get through that line, though, right? I don't know. They're exploring whether or not they'll do it. That sounds kind of gimmicky to me. That's Football Fix. You're welcome. Get your tickets to the Sharks and be in the tank. It is Shark Week here on The Drill. It's Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Now, another classic moment in Jags history.
Brunell under center. He'll take the snap and drop back to throw. Pressure coming. He's jumping out to the near side. Pump action, cuts across the 50. Breaks a tackle at the 45. He's at the 40. Mark Brunell running to the far sideline. Turns the corner, 35-30. Down to the 25. An inside move, leaping for the 21. Mark Brunell with a masterful run.
Home of the Jaguars, 1010XL.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the Southeast to offer multi-unit hair grafting and the 45-minute PRP treatments. Grow your hair back. Call now for a free in-person evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. 904-777-4477 or visit hairforme.com.
My partners had told me I should get my knee replaced. I was in my 40s, and I decided that I wouldn't do that.
That's orthopedic surgeon Dr. John Herzog, who found regenerative medicine years ago and became a believer.
It changed my life around. It improved me to a point where I was able to jog again.
That's when Dr. Herzog switched his focus from surgery to helping his patients with natural biologics.
I've treated at least 5,000 patients. I believe your body has everything it needs to heal itself.
Today, you'll find Dr. Herzog at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in this exciting field of medicine that can give lasting pain relief with no downtime, no drugs, and no surgery.
I have patients coming up to me that I did 10 years ago saying, Doc, my elbow's still working great. I'm playing tennis 3 days a week.
Call QC Kinetics now to explore alternative ways to deal with your pain. It's a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
Hi, this is Dale Murray from South Georgia to Central Florida and coast to coast. The Murray Ford Superstores are still putting the customers first and cranking out the deals those big city dealers can't touch. It's no wonder everybody's driving to Murray Ford Superstore to purchase their new vehicle. It's simple. If Murray Ford Superstores doesn't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Plus, you get a 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified new and pre-owned vehicle. Shazam! Holy Jesus Aruba, Batman, how do we do it? There's no reason for your purchase to take all day, running around with those big city dealers and being flim-flammed with those big city prices. Nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. And we'll trade anything from aluminum cans to minivans. Be American, buy Murray Ford Superstore. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray, in Stark or Kingsland. I'll be waiting for you. And remember, at any Murray Superstore, it's all about you. Shazam!
Let me get this thing unwrapped here. Duval!
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. Johns County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course,
oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
There are 16 spots in the playoffs and just one track left. Well, not just any track.
We're basically going to have to win.
Daytona. A last chance to keep playoff hopes alive.
1 point to the good.
And for fans to experience an event unlike any other. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 25th and 26th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Attention golfers, Hidden Hills Golf Club has a little bit of something for everyone. So whether you want to practice, play, or just relax with friends at the Hills Grill, Hidden Hills is the place for you. If you love golf, check us out at hiddenhillsgc.com.
Draft choices can make teams look brilliant or bad. Good teams spend time researching and doing the homework prior to pulling the trigger. Don't make a mistake selecting your custom home builder without seeing Preferred Builders first. They're a top pick on a decision that goes well beyond a standard career. Honest, dependable, and they have great stats. Make Preferred Builders your first-round pick in the custom home building draft this year. Call 751-0840 and pick Preferred Builders.
Aren't you just happy when you can handle all your needs in one location? Well, introducing Allstate agent Mandy Bowers in Mandarin. Whether it's home, life, business, or auto, Mandy covers it all. In fact, bundling policy is a great way to add extra savings. Mandy and her crew can do that. Allstate is offering lower auto insurance rates this year. Mandy can do that. You need to give Mandy Bowers a call in her Mandarin office, because when it comes to getting it all done under one roof, Mandy can do that.
Why can't I just speak to an actual human being? I need a new bank.
Well, actually, at One-to-One Financial, communication is not only number one, it's one-to-one. When you call, you get to talk to a real live Jacksonville human, fast, and with someone who's truly concerned about your needs, your security, and finding solutions as a team.
Thank you. Ready to break up with your bank? Find a real long-term banking relationship at One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Visit one21fcu.org for more information on opening an account today.
Federally insured by NCUA.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson. The Florida Gators are looking for players willing to mix it up on the offensive line, according to co-offensive coordinator, offensive line coach Rob Sale.
Guys that we know that we can count on, and I'm going to mix it up here in the next few days and can count on them to play.
Florida State placed 4 players on the preseason All-ACC team, which was announced Wednesday. Running back Trey Benson, defensive back Frantrell Cypress II, defensive lineman Jared Verse, and wide receiver Johnny Wilson were all selected to the team, voted on by 176 members of the ACC media. As the Georgia Bulldogs get ready for the upcoming season, head coach Kirby Smart points to the team's biggest focus.
The biggest focus for us in training camp is physical and mental toughness. We try to expose our guys to a lot of scheme. That's why we do training camp.
And that's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together as Dan Hicken enters the studio.
You know it! Yes, sir! You get that little crack in my vocal cord right there?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Usually I have the power, the strength, the tenacity to get through, and that crack.
You're thrown off a little bit. My man doesn't. I don't react great to it. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I have some techno whiz, but my guy doesn't do great with switching things up, technologically. And they've switched us from like the old computers with the big old.
Never been a
screens.
laptop guy. I like the mouse. Sorry.
I like a mouse too. I'd like to have a mouse, but I'm figuring my way through it. So anyway, glad you're up and at 'em with us.
I'm working on it.
You can look at Dan's confused face if you want to check out YouTube.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Let me down on that, yes sir, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
The voice crack.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair. It sets the tone too for
on a
what could
Thursday.
be a horrible show today. Then.
Oh, speak for yourself.
Show's already started.
Yeah,
man.
Jeff and I got to pop it.
We've been bringing it, man.
Florida State talk, baby.
Yeah.
Adding me may be a disaster.
Oh, no, that's not true. Never, friend.
Should be time to maybe. Thank goodness Doc Murphy's coming. We got the cat chat. We got some other stuff going on, but
got lots going on.
We've got NFL football. We've got the Jags on the field today again.
Sure, you're right. Jets and Browns tonight.
We got football tonight.
Yeah, maybe
Jets and
Browns. Maybe the two most compelling quarterbacks in the NFL starting the season.
Well, yes,
I seem to be the only one
Deshaun's
intrigued by the Deshaun storyline.
It's not as talked about for whatever reason.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, it's definitely not as talked about, obviously.
We went and looked back at his numbers, and now they were on par with these top, with the Herberts and those kind of guys. And it's like he was so bad coming back last year, but I do think those could be two real thick storylines in this coming football season. The impact of those two dudes with their teams who have been terrible historically. No team has in any pro sport has a longer playoff drought than the Jets.
You won't see either of them tonight, by the way.
Correct. Oh, yeah, I'm not saying we will, but their teams we will.
Yeah. The Jets have the longest playoff drought in sports?
All sports.
Wow.
No professional team has been longer without going to the playoffs than the Jets, who did it in 2010. It goes to show you how quickly, any sport, you can at least be a playoff team now and then. That's not that long, really, in the grand scheme. Yeah, not NFL. Entire pro sports, the Jets, 2010, the longest playoff drought. That says a lot, man.
The Mariners ended a streak.
Yeah.
They had a 21-year playoff drought.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
Wow.
It's not like the AL West has been the, toughest. Well, I guess the Astros have become
And
really
the Kings made the playoffs, right? Is that the other team that ended it?
I don't know who was ended.
Sacto make the playoffs recently?
Yeah, they 2 years ago, I think, in the last 2 years. Yeah, I was surprised. But 2010 is not that long ago. I'm also surprised by that there's been no slumbering franchise in any sport that's gone longer than that.
Phillies had a long
the
drought.
Bills, remember the Bills went from 99 until 17 without making it.
Oof.
18 years, man.
Get you into the worst, again, we've had these discussions before, but the worst franchises.
The text line is asking, when did the Lions go to the playoffs? My answer, you got Google too, boss. And more recently than 2010. Matthew Stafford went down to Dallas. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if your point is the Lions don't go off, and I agree. If your question is when did the Lions go, I'm going to say 2015. For more specific results, fire up your Google machine. I'm on a new laptop. It's hard for me to move around today. You have a laptop in there too, E, or you kept the old one?
I got the old system.
Yeah, he likes that old system
Big
too.
screens.
Hick, you want to do some bartering and take his old big screen?
I might be doing some unplugging during the break.
I do like this. It's kind of streamlined the set a little bit.
Yeah, gives us more room
a
to
little bit
operate.
more- yeah, correct.
It's got to be important for the lunch bunch.
Yeah, they got
They're
14,
crammed
right?
in here like sardines.
14 of those guys.
Yeah. So who? I think the Knicks, are the worst franchise in sports. And it's hard to say because they've had a winning record the last 2 years, but still they've
won.
They won a playoff series this year. So.
Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, they're disappointing.
There is a way.
Well, no, not if you're a playoff team, Hick. You can't. You're nowhere near the
Well,
consideration.
you just gave me
worst
only like
franchise.
10 years, 11 years. I mean,
but the Knicks are good, Dan.
Yeah.
They're not the worst franchise in sports.
Not currently. I mean, when you talk about who are the worst franchises in sports, I would have to put the Knicks up there. The Pirates, you'd have to put up there.
I don't know, man. You're giving me teams that have won titles, although you
Yeah.
got to go back for them, I guess.
How about the Hornets?
That's a terrible franchise. Grandmama ain't walking through that door.
Is Sacto worse than the Hornets?
They're similar, but I'd say no because Sacto had those runs and against Shaq's.
Yeah, the
Kobe's
Pages. Yep.
Vlade Divac's coming here to smack you around if you heard that talk.
What about the Hornets?
You just said the Hornets. You went Hornets,
I meant,
Kings.
what about Charlotte?
That's who I thought you were talking
Pelicans.
New Orleans?
I get them mixed up.
about. Okay. Yeah, Charlotte Hornets to me are worse than the New Orleans Pelicans.
Okay.
Because the Pelicans have only been here for a hot minute. Although that whole thing is so
Bobcats,
incestuous.
yeah.
I don't even know who's what. They were the Bobcats or the Hornets now the Hornets again, or the old Hornets the Pelicans,
Correct.
and the new Hornets are the Bobcats, yet they have the old name. I mean, no one knows.
There's some tough ones out there. Tough to be a fan of.
For sure.
Yeah. Jags aren't one of them.
Yeah.
We were in the abyss for a long time.
Yeah.
Long time.
Yeah.
To
The one thing that we've done is
the point that it was almost comic. It was comical.
We've avoided the only thing we've done is avoid that that crazy double-digit season playoff, drought. We've avoided that. We flared up once every 8, 9, 10 years and at least made the postseason.
7 to 17.
Yeah.
Yeah. 7 to 17, 17 to 23. 2008 to 2023 were.
Yeah, except for the ones. Yeah, except for
22
17.
rather.
Yeah, because there's not. The difference is up until 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Jack could keep them competitive.
Yeah.
We got really bad. We were more like 8 and 8. 9 and 7, 7 and 9 kind of team.
Mm-hmm.
And then the wheels completely fell off when they went from Jack to Malarkey to Gus, and it was just, oh, my God, quicksand.
Our 29th year of football coming up.
Wow.
And all the individual leaders played in the 90s. If you think about it, right?
Yeah, well, that's about to end.
Brunell,
Yeah.
90s guy.
Be Trevor in about 10 minutes.
Freddie T, 90s guy.
Yeah.
Jimmy and Keenan.
Trevor's kind of into the 2000s. He's a 2000s guy. He got more than half his yards after the turn of the century, I bet.
Who?
Fred.
Oh, Freddie.
He's here all the way through that 2017.
Freddie was a 90, what, 8?
He came in the 90s. I'm not discounting that his impact. On that 99 team, he was, super. But he at least gave us something in the 2000s. Yeah. Who is the player of the decade for each of the 3 decades? That's hard.
Yeah.
Who is the player of the decade in the 90s?
Probably Jimmy.
In the 90s? You know who I think it is?
Brunell?
I think it's Brunell.
Might be Brunell.
3-time Pro Bowler. I mean, he got the
took
job.
over. He took over for. He got the job in '95. Jimmy didn't do much in '95,
or really 6. The very end of 6.
Did Fred come in '97 or 8?
98.
98. Yeah. So he was only 98 and 99.
Right. And
2 great years, but
and Mark was only 95, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 5 years.
Yeah. Well, that's all we had.
I'd say Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark.
And by the way, Tony Baselli went to the Hall of Fame based on that 5-year stretch. But
he's a tackle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. If you're going to do
and he's out of earshot. Now you can't hear us right now. He's in Canton, so we can say it loud and proud.
Yeah. That was Mark.
Yeah, if he was here, he would be texting us.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? I'm in the Hall of Fame. I'm wearing a jacket.
It all starts with Dan Hickett.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Tom.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was better.
I mean, come
it
on.
all starts with Dan Hickett and Jeff Frost.
There you go. That's enough. The hey, man. What's going on in there?
Hey now.
2000s Player of the Decade for the Jags. I think I go Jimmy there. Could be Fred. Could be like, is it Stroud or Henderson? I mean, that Mojo? Is it Mojo?
Could it be Mojo?
It's Mojo. It's Mojo because he got all his yards in that decade.
When did he get drafted?
In 2000s, I don't know, 01, 02, something like that. It's Mojo, 100%.
Was it?
Yeah, it was, sure.
Uh-huh.
He got every single yard in the decade of the 2000s, right? The Mojo didn't play into the 20s. He's got 8,000 yards all here. It's Mojo, 100%.
All right.
Now, that doesn't mean he had the best 10 years. I'd take Fred's 10 over Mojo's 10, but he's had to split them between 2 decades. And then the 2000, or is Mojo in the 10s even?
Mojo got drafted
in 06.
No, I was thinking about, I got a decade ahead. I'm thinking about the 10s. Yeah, that's fair. He's going to be half on. Who was the 2000s then?
There's lots of guys, lots of nominees. Just depends
That
how
could
you
be
break
Fred.
it down.
That could be Fred. Because he was here all the way through 2007 and very integral to those years. So probably Fred.
Probably Fred.
And then the 10s is just like no one.
Forgotten decade.
Is it Calais Campbell with his 2 years? Is he the player of the decade in the 10s?
Forgotten decade.
And I'll go ahead and say it's Trevor in the 20s. I'll go ahead and call it.
Yeah, we'll give it.
We're going to call the race.
Race is over.
Well, we said yesterday, they're going to be big news. There's going to be they're going to be big news come out of Tallahassee today. And out of Tallahassee yesterday came big news. I mean, they all but said, we gone.
Pretty much.
I mean, if your board of trustees member, who happens to be a former quarterback at FSU, Drew Weatherford, says, didn't Drew Weatherford have a sister who was like soccer player here for UNF or something?
Maybe.
I think so. But if your board of trustee, a former FSU football player, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he says after the meeting is not a matter of if, but more when and how we leave the ACC, then it's over.
Well, the ACC better do something.
I don't know what they can do.
Well, they're going to have to come up with a way to give FSU more money or they're leaving.
And by the way, it's not if I'm the ACC, this is a pretty ballsy ask by FSU.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
It
FSU has not been anything in football for the last 6-8 years.
Yeah.
And so
But they were the bell cow for the ACC for a lot of years.
I get it. And that's fine. But the ACC is not just football, and FSU is making a football-only decision. The ACC is also basketball, where North Carolina and Duke kind of chuckle at Mr. ACC, FSU, and Clemson, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
In other sports, I mean, I've missed FSU winning the College World Series. I've seen Clemson do it. I've seen Wake do it.
I don't know enough about like some of the situations with comings and goings, but I think I think this week one school made a huge mistake.
Oh.
And it's not FSU. FSU can do what they want. FSU will, obviously they know they're going to have opportunities elsewhere if they're talking about leaving. They're not bluffing here, right?
No, they want to leave. They want to.
No, I mean, they know that the Big Ten or the SEC or the Big 12 even will come calling and give them more money than what they're making. And they even talked about that grant of rights thing. And even if they have to pay $30 million out a year and they feel like there's some
wiggle room,
loopholes in that, we'll have to give that to my guy Harvey to handle in court on Suits. He'll take care of that. He'll represent FSU.
Suits every day. We're going to get E for a while.
Yeah, Suits. But anyway, so they must know that there's even if they lose even if they had to pay off the $30 million, they're going to make more in the long
teams
run.
That leave,
they'll be.
I got news for you. If I'm
better.
the SEC and FSU leaves, you're welcome to the conference. But I'll be damned if you're getting an equal split right out of the gate. It's one thing when a conference goes and gets a desired program.
Yeah.
Then you give them equal share.
Yeah.
But if I got a team leaving because of the $30 million less they make in their league, they're not walking in here and I'm giving them the 30.
Yeah. I don't know how it works. But anyway.
The Big Ten might.
The school that, to me, that made a huge is Arizona.
What happened? They got invited somewhere and said no?
Well, I think they had their little, whatever it may be, board of trustees meeting or whatever. And the idea was Arizona was a no-brainer to the Big 12, but nobody wants to be the school that finishes off the Pac-12. I got news for you. The Pac-12's dead. Oregon and Washington are gone to the Big 10. As soon as the Big 10 comes calling, they're already doing their due diligence on that. Arizona, you're making it, get out.
Did you see what the Big 10 commish had the audacity to say?
No.
One of the reasons they're still contemplating is that, they don't want basically the blood on their hands of destroying another conference.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
You already did.
When you got USC, you destroyed the conference.
Yeah.
Didn't matter what. You could have just got USC, conference gone.
Yeah.
So shut up with the we don't want it. No, you're trying to tell Oregon and Washington that, yeah, you can come, but you ain't going to get fully paid like USC and UCLA.
Yeah.
And, by the way, USC, I love this too. College football is such a mess. USC is demanding, well, no, we don't want Washington and Oregon. We want to maintain our West Coast recruiting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure the rest of, by the way, the real Big Ten teams that have been doing it for 100 years, like, well, we seem to manage all about 60 miles apart, so here's a middle finger. Hold this one for me until Oregon and Washington get in.
Well, what's happened, again, and it's all TV, but it's just greed. It's greed killing the – I mean, again, if somebody could just take a deep breath and say, wait a second here. I mean, what are we talking about here? It's, it's totally lost. Again, there are a lot of people out there who, when Saturdays come, we love college football, man. We love it. We love the pomp. We love the circumstances. We love the everything surrounding the game, right? But to sit here and pretend that it's not become a major billion-dollar entity is silly.
Well,
I said, it's sad because it's 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds out just rah root for your school.
I made this point to start the show today. Thanks for being here.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's completely on point. Just ask me. College football, and this is now what I'm about to say, I don't mean nuanced.
Yeah.
I mean earthquake level separation.
Mm-hmm.
College football, not many years ago, certainly when we went to school, was a lot more high school football than it was pro football. A lot more. It was much more similar to high school football than it was, other than playing in big stadiums.
It's NFL model.
They grew into men while they were in college, but it was raw, it was passion. It was fathers and sons going to games. It was affordable. It was a lot of things that it's not. It is now 1,000% professional football. In every there's no loyalty from coach to school, player to school, school to conference.
No.
They've outpriced, the family experience of once a year going to State College or Morgantown or Athens or Gainesville or wherever. It's now professional football. You can pretend it's not, but it is.
And it's just going to continue that way. I wouldn't be shocked if in the end we have a AFC and an NFC. A Big Ten and a Pac-12, or a Big Ten and an SEC, and we meet for the won't be called the Super Bowl, but it'll be the Natty, and the winners of each of those conferences will thusly play. All right, we got a lot to do today. It's a busy Thursday. We're just kicking it around. A lot to talk about, a lot coming up right here on a wonderful.
Yes, it's a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday, and with the storm season, we get into August, and suddenly we keep our eyes on those hurricane forecasts. Anything ever goes wrong on your property, or maybe just want to do some maintenance before, it's Custom Tree Surgeons and CustomTreeSurgeons.com. We are back with a 10-minute drill next on 92.5 FM.
Now, Downtime with Dan, brought to you by Ameris Bank. Whether you need help with business, personal, or mortgage banking, we're with you. Ameris Bank is an equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Well, the continued work down at camp is finding a pass rush for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we'll see how it goes going forward, but we all know the numbers by now. We've talked about them for months and what the Jags need to do to get to the quarterback, and we know that Josh Allen is in a career year. We know that Trayvon Walker is going into his second season. Could we assume one of those guys has a better year than last? Yes, but there are no guarantees here. At some point, you are what you are. Now, Walker is the guy who should be able to be a little bit better. Josh Allen's been in the league for quite some time, but he did have a lot of pressures last year. If he could get home on a couple of those and get that up into the double-digit range, then he will be better served going forward, be it here or elsewhere, with his contract situation. But In Search of a Pass Rush continues down at the stadium.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
At Ameris Bank, we're invested in the success of your business. Our local bankers are ready to help you improve your cash flow, optimize your operating accounts, and access financing when you need it. From treasury services and digital banking to loans and lines of credit, we offer tailored solutions to help your business thrive. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. Visit amerisbank.com/withyourbusiness or walk into one of our branches today to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval.
Did you know the 2023 Honda CR-V Hybrid never needs to be plugged in? The onboard system charges the batteries for you. When you think Honda, think hybrid. Good for the environment, great for your budget. Visit your local Honda dealer to experience the CR-V of the future today.
Hey, it's Tony from Tony D's Pizza. If you love our pizza and pasta dishes, let us cater an event for you. Family function or office parties, we can deliver you an amazing Italian meal. Remember, it's not just pizza at Tony D's. Bay Meadows in $2.95.
In fact, we all want to feel better, especially when our joints hurt. Are you stuck on the sidelines, but you want to get back in the game of life? That's where my friend Dr. Alan Nathans comes into play. He's got a no-needle regenerative clinic for people with degenerated arthritic joints like bone-on-bone knees, shoulders, hips. You know who you are. You hurt every day and you've tried other things and nothing works. Go see my friend Dr. Alan Nathans. He'll trot out that no-needle software tissue regeneration technology and activate your own stem cells to grow brand new tissue. You're going to get some long-term results. Don't do another cortisone injection. After a short series of treatments, you'll be back to your favorite activity. We're living longer, man. Want to live healthy. Want to be good in your 60s and 70s, right? And so if you're struggling day to day, check out Dr. Nathans at drnathans.com. That's drnathans.com.
Bob Arablo here, president of Your Jacksonville Icemen. Thanks to the doctors and staff at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, our team is well taken care of. We're proud to be associated with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. Our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is ready to help you too. We'd like to thank the coaches and schools who trust in our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
It's kind of like his own private locker, and you're his guest.
Every time we talk, I'm reinvigorated by my love of the game.
Hayes Carline here. Find my blog at 1010XL.com.
Hayes Blog is brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing, where quality and experience count.
Come to Bowden Eye for all your eye care needs. Hicken here. Did you know that diabetes is a leading cause of blindness and affects up to 34 million Americans? Please don't take diabetes lightly. If you have diabetes, see your favorite Bowden Eye doc and save your vision. Bowden Eye is dedicated to the protection and preservation of the treasured gift of sight. Bowden Eye & Associates. Visit today for your personal consultation. Keeping the First Coast focused. New location now open off County Road 210 in St. Johns County.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. There's a reason Stanley Pools is a family tradition of fine swimming pools. It's locally owned and run by the Stanley family since 1988. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build and renovate our pool, and they do a fantastic job of maintaining it. I've recommended Stanley Pools for years for pool construction, repairs, maintenance, and renovation. Call Stanley Pools at 269-7277 today to transform your backyard. That's Stanley Pools, 269-7277.
The experts at AMCO have been fixing cars for almost 60 years. Over that time, they've gotten more complex than ever. That's why our techs undergo rigorous training and certifications, so they can fix anything, including the most complicated repairs that come with some of the latest technologies. After 60 years, there's nothing we haven't seen or fixed. It's how we know cars inside and out.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. From complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia.
Does your home or building need painting? For over 20 years, Performance Painting has had the privilege of preserving many of Jacksonville's most prominent buildings. That said, we feel like we're just getting started. I'm Jason Parker, and our team thrives on preparing, protecting, and preserving the homes, businesses, and public buildings that make up our local landscape. Contact us today to put our years of experience to work for you. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
When it comes to commercial fence services, Superior Fence and Rail has you covered. If your business needs automatic gates or security fence and railings, trust Superior with your next commercial project. Superior's team delivers great communication, high-quality products, and exceptional customer service. Just read any of their 2,300-plus reviews.
When you're on the fence about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-IHRS 777-4477.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Is brought to you by J-Dog Junk Removal, veteran owned and operated.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
On 1010XL.
Hit it.
All right, sports concepts and rationalizations coming your way. Hey! Ho! We call it the 10-minute drill. At the end of the drill, we love to hand out a prize pack. E, what are we handing out today, sir?
Man, we sending them folks to lunch. We sending 2 people to lunch. We sending them to Sonny's Barbecue. Holla at your boy.
Wonderful. A staple. Love Sonny's.
Yeah, Sonny's be hitting.
When I was in college, I think I interviewed Sonny Tillman. Was that his name? Sonny Tillman?
The originator.
So we'll do that at the end of the drill. Happy 46th birthday to the GOAT. 7-time Super Bowl champion, 10-time conference champion, 8-time MVP, 5 Super Bowls, 3 regulars.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Messi.
15-time Pro Bowl, 6-time All-Pro, most touchdowns, completions, yards, and wins in history, 21 healthy seasons, 10 Super Bowls.
Pretty good.
Will anyone ever have that career to match?
I mean, Mahomes
is on his way.
How many years has he been in the league? He's got 2 and been to another.
Been to 3.
They've won 7 straight division titles. It's the longest stretch in sport. So I'd say Mahomes is well on his way.
Yeah.
What was Brady won 6? 7?
Yeah.
And he went to 10?
Went to 10.
In 21 years?
Yeah.
And Mahomes was drafted in what, 18?
Question is, does Mahomes play
17.
for 20 years?
Mahomes was drafted in 17, so he's got 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. God, 7 years. 6 years in the league. He's got 3 appearances and 2 titles. Yeah, if they win one this year, the talk starts. It's very hard to be that strong of a GOAT and get run at immediately. Like, Brady's been retired for 10 minutes. In 3 years, we could be talking about Patrick Mahomes chasing down Tom Brady as the GOAT. LeBron tried his damnedest to do it for 20 years, and it just didn't happen, did it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he never got close. He's got his fans, but it's still a landslide of the GOAT in the NBA is Michael Jordan.
It's funny you bring
because
that
that's
up.
the only right answer.
They're arguing that the Brady Mahomes could be the new argument of like the LeBron Jordan.
I think, but unlike LeBron can't catch Jordan because he's not going to win enough championships.
Okay.
Mahomes can catch Brady.
Yep. And potentially pass him.
He's going to pass Brady in some of those stats if he plays 15 years because it's so much more of a high-volume thrower. Although by the end of his career, Brady's doing $5,000 more than once, right? So, yeah, maybe not.
And where Brady got Mahomes is he beat him in the Super Bowl.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, when he was in the NFC.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah. Gosh, imagine if the Chiefs had won that one, had 3.
Oh.
I tell you what, it goes to show you, too, and this is why these GOAT conversations are fun, but, man, if you really wanted to just really break them down and analyze them, I mean, think about how close the Chiefs came to losing the 49ers Super Bowl, how close they came to losing the Eagles Super Bowl, how close the Patriots came to losing the Panthers Super Bowl, how close they came to losing the Rams Super Bowl, how close they came, I mean, just a fine line here either way, dude, and it's a different, we got different narratives perhaps.
And Jordan beat them all down.
The thing about Jordan is the 6-0, man. You got the -0. When you got the -0 and multiples, that's saying something else. Man didn't go 7.
Didn't go 7.
That's a very small, that's not stated as loudly as it should be.
There is a video going around, and it's on the front page of the Post.
The dude getting the beat down in the convenience store?
It says, whoop his A. It says, whoop his A.
Yeah.
7-Eleven workers wallop.
Yeah. That was fun to watch.
vagrant who tried to steal trash can full of cigarettes.
He walked around there like he owned that place.
He was like asking him, like, do you have insurance? Like, it's okay that I'm doing this. And
No. It was the guy on the phone was saying, do you have insurance?
Oh.
That's what. The other guy was just
there's nothing you can do.
Just a punk. Right.
Yeah.
You ain't doing He just had a scowl, act like.
Yeah.
And finally they had enough and they beat the holy hell out of the guy.
That
But they did it without, like, busting his face up.
No.
One guy tackles him, and then they go like Middle Eastern justice. The guy pulls out this cane, dude.
Oh, he caned him.
This thick pole, like thicker than a broom, like twice as thick as a broomstick. And the one guy's holding him down, and he just beats the tar out of the guy.
25 times he hit him.
Perfect.
Okay, the thief screamed at the attacker while pleading for mercy.
Then he cried. He cried like a little baby, and the other guy said, yeah, he whooped your ass. There was a guy filming it, and he was, like, sympathetic to the shop owner. He's like, there's nothing you can do. They ain't going to come help you. And it is an indictment on this mentality that exists in some places that you can't, call the police for them to come pick up the bad guy and take him away. So they took it into their own hands, and it was fun to watch because he was that righty. Your man was walking around like he owned the place. Like, what are you gonna like? And then finally they had enough. That first guy that grabbed was a big, thick dude. He probably could have done that off the get-go, but they grabbed him, threw him to the floor, and then the older man went and grabbed his cane, and he walloped him for about 5 minutes. It's like he wouldn't stop.
The robber said, yeah, I'm done. I'm going to go.
Hold it right there.
I mean, we don't want, a Death Wish 3 coming, but good gosh, man, if you're not, if you can't, I mean.
That's called consequences for your actions
wrong,
there.
man.
If we're not going to give it to them in like some systematic way, like, I don't know, every other civilized society, then take care of yourself. These two, they're like Sikh Muslims or something too. They did not want to do it, man. They tried, but this joker has gone behind the counter with a big rolling trash can, and with his arm, he's just sweeping every smokable product into his trash can.
In subsequent video shared by the bystander, the employees contemplate calling the police on the thief, but opt to let him walk out empty-handed.
Well,
because or crawl out.
Well, because the police are going to come and do nothing.
Yeah.
They're going to let him go. It won't matter. So, just go. I think he won't be going back there.
They told him, don't come back here.
Yeah, I don't think he will.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't shock me if right now he's at some other shop 4 blocks over pulling the same game. Heck, some of those places out west, dude, if they're robbing your store by law, you can't do it. Or by corporate policy, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
And you wonder why we're paying 3 times as much? I mean, if CVS lets them steal $1 billion worth of goods, it's just going to come out of our pocket, right?
Yeah.
Suddenly your deodorant is $8.79 instead of $5.79.
All right, what's your biggest worry about the Jags?
About the Jags?
Mm-hmm.
Biggest worry? That's a good question. I haven't thought about my worries. I've just been so,
No-brainer. How are we going to get to the quarterback?
Yeah, that's not a worry. That's like an aspect. I think my only worry, I'm not worried if they don't get to the quarterback 35 times this year. Are they going to the playoffs?
Yeah.
So my worry is minimized.
Let me tell you something. He'll be worried in December 1st if they have about 22 sacks.
Yeah, but
He'll then be worried.
But still be content if they're 10-3 or whatever.
Oh yeah, but on a personal note, you'll be
correct.
worried.
I have never felt more comfortable about a bet than that one, but that doesn't mean that I can't get the 3-for-1 strike against me. It's injuries, and I know that's so bland and generic. It's not very sexy.
And generic. Okay, injuries aside, I don't.
Okay,
so you're that confident the Jags are going to be this good?
12 wins, yeah. I'm not confident they're going to win the Super Bowl, but that's not about a worry. That's just about continuing to get better and a talent. The biggest weakness of the team is the pass rush. So yeah, but I just don't know if worry is is the word that I would use.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of unknown there too. Who knows that? And it's not a prediction, but maybe Abdullah is Jan, and he burst out as a rookie and gets 6 or 7, right? Mm-hmm. It's coming from somewhere. What is yours? You have one in mind? I tell you what it is. I do have the biggest worry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so put me on ESPN Mike Clay's board and PFF. It's the offensive line. You bet it is. I'm not down with y'all, and this is a great offensive. Not great. That's not fair.
Yeah, no one said that.
It's really good. Blah, blah. No, I'm going to bank in this standpoint with the dudes who are breaking down every single possibility of a play, and they're leaving a lot on the field. And now I've got a rookie tackle.
Right.
I got a rookie tackle. So my biggest worry is that my rookie tackle isn't either ready or good enough, one of those two. And I've got a quarterback who's my main investment, so my worry is about these guys keeping him healthy and protected. So, And by the way, you asked me my biggest worry.
Yeah, I did.
That's not keeping me up at night. I think he'll be fine. I think Harrison will be fine, and they'll manage through. But Yeah, I would say more than the defensive line. It's the offensive line for me.
Okay. He only got sacked. What did Trevor get sacked last year? Not 19?
20-something, wasn't it? 22 maybe?
Wasn't many.
No.
And a lot of that, some of that is because of him, and some of that is because the offensive line was good. Wasn't bad. So, yeah, we shall see. But there is shuffling. You're right, Walker. I mean, a
lot of moving pieces.
The two starting tackles are not there. It seems like it's the same line, but it's not.
It's
the
not
two
at
starting
all.
tackles are not there.
And I'm not worried about Walker Little at all because he's played a bunch and he's played okay. He's played to the Walker Little when he's played, to our amateur eye at least, and I think probably even the grades, has played just the same as Juwan Taylor and Cam Robinson. But Harrison is an unknown. We don't know what he's going to be. You felt like their hand was forced to take him as much as they say what a good player he is and what a prospect he is. And despite Mike Gundy, his rival, saying they got it the next great Oklahoma tackle, we got to see it. Yeah, I feel like their hand was forced, though. I don't think they take Anton Harrison if they don't know Cam Robinson is about to get suspended and that they've already lost Juwan Taylor.
What does an average starting NFL guard make?
Well, the franchise tag is only like $13 million, so $6-7 million probably. Nah, that's not even, probably less. $4 million average guard.
Yeah,
a starting guard probably making on average $6.5 million.
Do you know that, or?
Well, I know. I'm only going by the franchise tag, and the guard I think is it's higher than the running back,
Chris
and the running back's 10.
Lindstrom 20.5, Quentin Nelson 20, Titus Howard 18.6.
Well, then
those are the tops.
Well, then it's gone up.
So those aren't the average.
It's gone. Well, it's gone. The franchise tag has gone up then because that doesn't equal $13 million franchise tag.
I'm just wondering what the.
That's wild. That franchise tag is so much higher than the running back.
Yeah, but I was thinking the guy who. I wonder if they ever give him any bonus money or has anything. I think about old Tyler Shatley. That guy starts more games than any backup I've ever known. I always wondered, does Tyler Shatley sit there and go, geez, man, I got to start again? I mean, he signed a 2-year, $4.8 million contract with the Jags last March, 22.
What was it? How much?
2-year, 4.8.
There is no guard franchise tag. It's offensive line franchise tag.
Now, he does have incentives, so he must have made some extra money. He's got $2.1 million in incentives. That's got to be tied into number of snaps and stuff, of which he's had a lot. I always wonder, though, about Tyler Shatley. I would like to pull him aside one time and ask him if that crosses his mind.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm looking at these franchise tags, and they're just right in front of you by number. The running backs do have a collective bargaining argument in this pay scale.
Well,
they do.
Then the
they need
collective
to take it
bargaining
there.
guys
they need to,
gotta help
because here are the franchise tag numbers as for this year.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterback's $32 million.
Mm-hmm.
Wide receiver, $19 million. Offensive lineman, $19 million. Defensive end, $20 million. Defensive tackle, $19 million. Linebacker.
Interesting, they're all around the same.
21. That's what I'm saying. That's what has jumped out to me. They're all making between 18 and 21.
Yeah.
Okay. A cornerback, $18 million. Linebacker, $21 million. Safety, $15 million. Running back, $10.1. Tight end, $11.3.
Kicker,
$5.4.
Yeah.
But the average kicker makes more, but there's fewer at position. In what world? Yeah. And so that's what I'm saying. It's because everyone else is sitting there between 18 and 21 except running back and tight end. Oof.
I just wonder, but I always think about the Shatley guy, man.
Yeah, I mean, those guys, and you know what? There's a Shatley on every team in the league.
Is there?
Yes.
All right. Maybe there is.
On offense and defense. There's some plugger on defense for somebody, too, who always ends up in there.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's the 10-minute drill. Come kind, come courteous, and what will they be taking home?
Lunch for two from Sonny's Barbecue. Holla at your boy.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Summer on the First Coast.
Well, I'm above in the sun and I'm having fun.
Is sensational.
Top of the world.
That's the sound of sunshine.
I got my toes in the sand. All I need is
1010XL. Your summertime fun station.
Atlantic Self Storage, the official storage partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Need to make room to watch football in your home or need a place to park your boat or RV? Store it all at Atlantic Self Storage. Over 50 locations in Northeast Florida. 24-hour access, all with month-to-month leases. Moving? They can help with supplies. They make storage easy. Go to AtlanticSelfStorage.com or call 877-WE-STORE to find a storage solution near you. Go Jags!
Hi, this is Dale Murray from South Georgia to Central Florida and coast to coast. The Murray Ford Superstores are still putting the customers first and cranking out the deals those big city dealers can't touch. It's no wonder everybody's driving to Murray Ford Superstore to purchase their new vehicle. It's simple. If Murray Ford Superstores doesn't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Plus, you get a 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified new and pre-owned vehicle. Shazam! Holy Jesus Aruba Batman, how do we do it? There's no reason for your purchase to take all day, running around with those big city dealers and being flim-flammed with those big city prices. Nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. And we'll trade anything from aluminum cans to minivans. Be American, buy Murray Ford Superstore. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray, in Stark or Kingsland. I'll be waiting for you. And remember, at any Murray Superstore, it's all about you. Shazam!
Hey, this is Stevie Beechurst of Beechurst Plumbing. Growing up in Jacksonville, I was always proud when my dad would point at a building and say, I did the plumbing for that. That's the same kind of pride we instill in every plumber here at Beechurst Plumbing. And that's the kind of pride you can expect when you hire Beechurst Plumbing for your home or business. Right now, we're doing summer specials to get your project going. To find out how we can help you, visit BeechurstPlumbing.com. BETROS Plumbing.com. Beechurst Plumbing, here to help.
Big Chief Tire has served the Jacksonville community with reliable and honest auto service for over 60 years. Frank Frangie here. Our experienced technician will treat you like family when you visit for repairs, new tires, oil changes, and more. We're proud to announce our new Orange Park location to better serve customers with fair prices and quality service. Visit BigChiefTire.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule an appointment at one of 5 Jacksonville locations. We keep Jacks rolling.
Oh, I love your show.
If you can't catch your favorite show on 1010XL, you can always catch it on demand.
Commercial-free shows immediately after our live shows end.
At 1010XL.com.
Brought to you by Underdog Fantasy.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
Hey, like an offensive lineman protecting his quarterback at all costs, that's what Craig and Christine Kaprowski do for us. This husband and wife team teaming up to take care of all of our insurance needs. Protection, they get it for you in a fast, friendly, affordable way. Man, insurance costs, like everything else, going up, up, up. If you need homeowners, auto, flood, you got a boat, let the Kaprowskis check out your insurance needs right now. They may be able to save you money. They saved my daughter more than $100 a month. They've had other people that they'll tell you straight up, you got a good deal right now. So Craig and Christine are part of the Goosehead Insurance family. They'll find you the right coverage and the right price. I trust them with my insurance needs. Maybe you should too. If you need a checkup, Craig.Kaprowski at Goosehead.com. Craig.Kaprowski, K-O-P-R-O-S-K-I at Goosehead.com or call 904-478-8422, 478-8422.
This is Keith Catlin for Catlin Truck Accessories, and we are so blessed to be in business for over 100 years. Over 100 years of the best product and customer service means you can count on Catlin. From roll and lock bed covers to Lear toppers to cam locker toolboxes, Catlin Truck Accessories has you covered when it comes to your truck or van. We do those too. Got a fleet of vehicles? We can outfit them all.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
One name, one location, 100 years. You can count on Catlin.
When it comes to selling your home, there can be problems, in which case I can give you some promises. Well, Chad and Sandy will. But ultimately, you get the proof. And gang, here's the proof. ChadandSandy.com. That's Chad, A-N-D, Sandy.com. You can also call them at 414-6200. Maybe you think a problem is that you got a growing family or you're working from home. You need more space. You think that because of the way things stand right now, it won't be easy for you. Well, with Chad and Sandy, the agents I recommend, it will be. The U.S. Home Price Index is on the rise. Interest rates are stabilizing. The market's turning more seller-friendly. So if you've been waiting, it might be the best time right now. Chad and Sandy, the only real estate experts that we're sending you to. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price at deadline, or they will buy it. So there's your promise. And here's some proof. Damien in Oakleaf, I needed to sell my townhouse and save money for a new, bigger home. I called Chad and Sandy, and what they say is true. Sold my townhome in 3 days above asking price. Go to ChadandSandy.com and get this service for yourself.
Taylor Doll here for Renewal by Anderson. You will love your new custom windows and doors. For a limited time, buy 4 windows or patio doors and get the 5th free. The first 50 callers get a free upgrade to TrueScene window screens, plus easy payment plans tailored to fit your budget. Offer expires August 31st. Restrictions apply. Renewal by Anderson, the official window and door replacement partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com. License number CGC 1527613.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
I'm Sam Nelson. Jaguar offensive coordinator Press Taylor won't have lineman Cam Robinson for the first 4 games due to suspension, but will have his players ready come game day.
We're just preparing every single day for everybody to be the best at whatever position we're asking them to play that day.
Our Jags are on a number of preseason lists to win their division. ESPN reporter Jeremy Fowler thinks the Jaguars can meet those expectations.
I think the expectation is they're definitely not a pretender. That's what they have to prove is, are they a fringe playoff team or are they the real thing?
Jaguar players are excited to have the new training venue. Linebacker Josh Allen is enjoying it with the fans.
It's a luxury to be out here, and to be out here in front of our screaming fans, it's a great sign to be about.
That's your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar update. I'm Sam Nelson on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is not affiliated with the NFL or the Jacksonville Jaguars. Discussion regarding injuries is solely based on opinion. Coming up, the weekly Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Medical Report featuring Dr. Kevin Murphy, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon specializing in sports medicine, upper extremities, and arthroscopy of the shoulders and knees. Dr. Murphy is a nationally and internationally recognized orthopedic expert. He's a former orthopedic consultant to the White House and the Pentagon, and currently serves as head team physician for UNF, the Jacksonville Icemen, and Northeast Florida area high schools.
All right, turn it up. The man, the legend, Dr. Kevin Murphy in the house. How you doing, Doc?
Good.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. We got all kinds of NFL football, those non-contact injuries, those. Let's start with Jalen Ramsey. Knee on knee. They say he's going to be out. Now, if it's totally torn meniscus, he's out till December-ish. And if it's partially torn, he could get back in end of September-ish. Is that kind of what we're thinking?
So meniscus tears.
Uh-huh.
The meniscus is a cartilage, a cushioning disc between the bones.
Mm-hmm.
And if you rip it and it displaces, a piece flips and gets stuck in between the bones, and,
Okay.
and it hurts, it catches, you can't bend it fully. You got to fix those. So what does that mean? You repair it or you trim it. So you either sew it back together if it's linearly torn in the back, in the blood flow area, or if it's displaced and chewed up, you trim that little piece and get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the usual course, is you trim it. Most of them are not repairable. If you repair it, it's basically 3 months to come back. If you trim it, it's 3 to 6 weeks coming back. If the meniscus is torn and not displaced, you don't necessarily have to fix it. It may not cause mechanical symptoms in the knee, and sometimes you don't have to fix it at all.
Are we going to ever get to a point that it'll be, like a gasket on your washer and you'll replace that meniscus? Is
That's
that
a great
technology
question.
coming?
Yeah, there are meniscus replacements. They just don't work very well.
Mhm.
You basically have to take a cadaver piece of meniscus, try to match the size, and then sew it in there and to get it to heal in. It just doesn't work right.
So I guess foam rubber's been ruled out.
Yes.
We've talked so much about injuries leading to injuries. And when you've had a whole off season, it's probably just more of a fluke unless it affected you along the way. But Cooper Kupp had a really bad high ankle sprain last year in November and missed the end of the year. And now I see yesterday that he's ability maybe even in question for the season opener because he has a hamstring injury that he suffered in practice yesterday. That maybe not necessarily a correlation there. Is there a correlation that as you age as an athlete that once something goes, other things have more likelihood of going?
I don't know that it's necessarily based on age, but there is a correlation between a significant injury and then a second injury to follow.
Even if it's a different.
Yeah. Well, it usually is a different body part.
Yeah.
But sometimes mostly the same extremity, like you're describing. So you've seen it with different athletes where you get some knee injury and then you get an ankle injury, or you get an ankle injury and then you get a knee injury. All those things are pretty common.
Anton Harrison missed the first day in practice in pads for the Jaguars, the rookie offensive tackle. Because what was the exact word?
Shoulder soreness.
Right
shoulder soreness.
I've never known soreness to keep football players out of practice. So my question is, and without looking at him or observing him, can you
It's
guess?
a danger. It sounds like a danger to us. Like, even though they say they're not concerned, and I get it.
Well,
it hurts to keep you out of practice. That's a problem for an offensive lineman.
Yeah, big linemen like that, they're pushing on 300-pound guys trying to move them out of place, and it's a push-pull thing, and his shoulder's moving in the socket. And talk to Tony Baselli, the Hall of Famer. You get injuries to your shoulder in the labrum, and then you can get arthritic changes there. So that's
what concerns me because how young he is, Doc.
Yeah, well, this happens
Played a lot
early.
of football already.
These big guys pushing on big guys. The shoulder gets slid around in the joint, and you rip that labrum.
Is there any other shoulder soreness explanation that doesn't involve something that potentially is that serious?
No. He's either got if you MRI him, he's going to have a beat-up labrum.
Or
he's going to have a partial rotator cuff tear, and he's going to have some arthritis of his shoulder probably.
Yeah. They said that Calvin Ridley was out yesterday, and we learned it was a toe, and now they're saying it was the cleats that he was wearing. Is that?
Well, he practiced yesterday, so it couldn't have been.
Yeah. Well, they held him out of some stuff.
Yeah.
But he's dealing with some toe. Maybe that's why he had a case of the drops yesterday.
In today's day and age, did he put some cleats on his hands for one practice session?
Yeah.
In today's day and age, it's hard to imagine shoe technology
Change the cleats.
Gets diagnosed as an injury.
But I suspect if you put on a new pair of cleats,
I get it, but wouldn't you know that all along? Why even advertise anything? Why even say there's a toe issue if it's cleats, right?
Maybe you're thinking that you need to break in the cleats. I don't know, Doc. Help me here.
Yeah, hopefully that's a non-thing, but the most worrisome thing is the turf toe thing. That,
right.
It's going to be lingering.
Didn't sound like it was that.
Yeah, they're not promoting it like that, so hopefully that's not the case. But if it is, those things last a while.
I hope it's not. Good grief.
It's hard to push off.
You want to talk about a buzzkill.
Yeah. If we don't see Joe Burrow for a while, it's a calf. That's a tear then, right?
Well, calf, what the calf is. So the calf is the gastrocnemius, the gastrocnemius.
The gastrocnemius.
Okay. Close, but it attaches to the Achilles tendon, right?
Okay.
So that's the big worry is that attachment site where the calf muscle goes into the Achilles tendon.
Did we not see this movie with Kevin Durant? Didn't he have a quote calf, and then they pushed him back, and then all you know, he's towards Achilles, and he's out for a year?
Yeah.
I mean, aren't those two a little hand in hand? I mean, if this is not this so, I mean.
Well, when I looked at the video, I said
it looked like an Achilles.
Tore his Achilles,
right?
Yeah. Right. It looked like an Achilles. His foot flipped.
Could it be Achilles and they're lined, everyone?
It could be a muscle tendon tear where it's a little higher up, not necessarily the tendon tore, but the muscle kind of peeled off the tendon, which will take a little longer to recover.
Does the likelihood of Joe Burrow ultimately tearing that Achilles, is that higher now because of this injury we've seen? And again, I'm basing this all off of Kevin Durant having something similar happen, and they tried to play him too quick, and the Achilles tore.
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
If they bring him back too soon before it fully recovers.
Okay. We got guys in the NFL. It's like if you had an ACL last year, I almost just expect you to play, right? Like they're talking about the Breece Hall. He had an ACL week 7. I'm like, oh man, he won't be back till December.
Well,
I feel like he's going to play.
There's a receiver in Denver who had an ACL last year, and then he tore his Achilles this year.
Well, again, that same comment.
Yeah.
But
He's flawed.
ACLs are still, to me, it's a 9 to 12 month deal.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we've talked about
that. You might get somebody a little quicker, but you're taking a risk.
Okay, that being said, and we'll talk about this one more time, probably the day of the game, but Hick and I are on different wavelengths here when it comes to that Utah quarterback. Like, their coach, I wish I had the quote in front of me, doggone it, but their coach said the other day, we're going to bring him back slow. I mean, the game's in 4 weeks, Doc. They're opening up camp, right? And we're going to ramp him up heading to the opener.
Yeah, but like Doc says, if the docs clear him,
Yeah,
that,
but are they going to
doesn't
clear?
make sense.
He did it January 8th. It doesn't make sense that he's anywhere near ready on August 29th or whatever.
No, that's an error. That's an error in judgment.
Right.
Yeah, you don't bring him back.
He's not going to. Point
No.
being, they're going to practice him. He's going to hobble around. He'll play this year. I do not think he will play in that opener. Will he?
He shouldn't.
Yeah.
He shouldn't. It's a high risk if he were.
It'd be a nice little bullet for the Gators to dodge. I hope that's
It'd be a high
the
risk
case.
to play it.
I was concerned by the language. If you think your guy's going to go, yeah, he's full go. He's back. He worked his butt off in rehab, and the doctor says he's coming along great. So he'll wear a brace, obviously, but he'll be running the first team offense. That's not what he said. Well, we're going to bring him back. We're going to work him in. Doesn't sound like a guy's.
No, the answer is, did the doctor clear him, yes or no? Is he cleared to play?
Well, that sounds like no.
He's not cleared to play.
Yeah.
If he's cleared to play, you play him. If he's not, and he should not be at 6 months.
Yeah. That seems simpler in statement than it usually ends up playing out.
Right, yeah.
I got the
Suffered an ACL injury in the Rose Bowl on schedule.
So that was January.
Yeah, January.
In the rehab process. He's practicing, but he'll have limitations.
So
that'll pretty much be the report for at least a couple of weeks.
So if he got it done
limitations.
quickly, he's almost 8 months.
Yeah.
So he's pretty close. There.
Yeah.
So it's not 6
But
months.
it's a
it's
whole
8 months,
long
but
year.
still.
It's a non-conference season opener. In a league that you're trying to win to send those guys out, I don't think you push it if you're Utah.
Rising seems to be on track to start in the high-profile opener, but the decision will be up to him and the medical staff, i.e. the medical staff.
Right.
Yeah, I would hope it's up to the medical staff.
Yeah.
And hopefully
I'm not
influenced.
disagreeing with all that, but that's always what we hear. We always hear that this guy's on track or this can happen,
Yeah.
and very rarely does it play out that
So
way.
when we return a guy, we send him for some objective tests. It's not,
Right.
You eyeball him and say,
Flexibility,
hey,
strength.
you look great, buddy. Off you
How
go.
do you feel? Good?
Right?
Okay, he's good.
Yeah, right? It's not an eyeball test. It's an objective test. You have to do some specific
you have to do
things.
this, and this.
Yeah, and we send him to this place called Torque typically that they do a great job of getting objective measures on these guys.
Okay.
And then you have something you can look at and say your risk of re-injury is less than 5%.
It's kind of like with
go.
Kind of like with the concussion.
And if you're not, you don't play. That's how it works.
Right? When you have a concussion, you have to pass these certain things to go through this
some
protocol.
objective measure. It's
Yes.
not an eyeball test. So
And in fairness, he didn't do this in spring, and they're rushing him back that much. It is
Yeah,
in the
8 months
gray
is
area. It's a
close.
Higgins. I just,
Yeah, and if he
it's
passed the
certainly a
test at 8
possibility.
months and,
in fact, if you're a
risk is
Florida
low, go
fan,
for it.
you might want that dude quarterbacking the opener versus the fully healthy backup. But to be honest,
yeah,
right?
sure.
I mean, because part of, correct me if I'm wrong, Hick, but part of Rising's skill too is he's mobile.
Oh gosh,
He ain't afraid to run around and do stuff. That part will be gone from his game. I mean, maybe we're thinking about this wrong. Maybe I'm thinking about this wrong. Maybe I want him to continue with your great pace of rehab.
All right, high school football back. The boys are out there, so hopefully they've hydrated. We haven't heard of anything bad yet, so that's good. Boys taking care of themselves out there, and practice is starting as high school sports.
It's like
gets
Doc
going.
always said, too, when it comes to the hydration that you forget and you don't know even as a young parent. Hydration isn't about giving your kid a nice big jug of water in the first quarter.
Right.
It's the day before. It's
Yeah.
you just get into a routine of what. In fact, Doc, if you have a high school athlete, if you have a young athlete, what's the recommend? How much water should he be drinking every day? And you're never going to have to worry about dehydration issues.
If you're peeing clear, you're drinking enough water.
Yeah.
So drink, but that's what 128 ounces. That's a lot of water too.
Well, it's really not as much as you think. It's
2 or
really
3
not.
bottles of
Yeah, I
water?
mean,
Yeah.
you know, drink water before and after dinner. Those kind
Okay.
of things before you go to bed.
Yeah.
I mean, you get up in the morning. If you're thinking about it, get one of those little jugs of water like you have right there and drink it.
And the kids today, they drink the Monster Energy and all that
All
stuff.
good.
That'll
all good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Great to see you, Doc.
Thank you, boys.
All right. We'll see you next week. That's Doc Kevin Murphy, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, jacksportsdoc.com.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Hi, I'm Chris Berman from ESPN. When I'm back in Jacksonville, back, 1010XL, it's a shirt size, 92.5 FM.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK.
Feeling hot and bothered? Don't quack up. Call Duck Duck Air Conditioning at 904-862-6769. Our licensed and experienced technicians will make your home or office a cool and comfortable oasis.
Duck Duck Air Conditioning, keeping you cool and quacking all summer long.
If your hair is thinning and you're looking for an easy solution that will restore your hair, check out IHRS PRP Platelet-Rich Plasma. PRP, using your own platelets and cells to restore your hair where it's thinning. Combined with their FDA-approved laser hair therapy and pharmaceutical-grade products, all three will deliver one better result. Call IHRS now for a free evaluation and to find out if their PRP 45-minute treatment will work for you. Now there is a solution for any man or woman with any degree of hair loss, and it's all in one place. Call 904-777-IHRS. IHRS has been restoring hair for over 30 years. The staff at IHRS knows what it's like to lose their hair, and that's why they're ready to help you grow your hair back.
Schedule your free hair and scalp analysis today. Call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
Best Bet is number one. That's right. Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park have one card poker, the fastest and easiest card game to learn and play. Play against a designated player, one card at a time, and the highest card wins even money. If the card values are the same, it's time for war. Just like the game you remember. You must be 18 years or older to play. More at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Good people drink good beer, and great people drink Mocama, a refined craft brewery out of Fernandina Beach, Florida. Mocama Beer Company brings sophisticated flagship beers, including Cosmico IPA and Dune Garden Lager, to the greater Jacksonville area. Whether you're hitting the water with friends or enjoying a backyard barbecue, Mocama has the perfect beer for your summer activities. Look for us wherever great beers are sold and find your Mocama.
This is head coach Matthew Driscoll from the UNF men's basketball team. When our players suffer an orthopedic injury, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists gets our players back on the court pain-free.
We appreciate the endorsements from our high school and college coaches. This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. The next time you need orthopedic care, you can rely on our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Protect your engine with Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec is designed for today's engines to dissipate heat and reduce friction and wear. Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select oil filter for just $33.99, plus 2 times O-Rewards points. Limits apply. Choose Syntec exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Get the family feast for 2 every Friday night at Woody's, just $29.99. A $7 savings. Start your weekend off right on Friday night at your neighborhood Woody's Barbecue.
At Woody's Barbecue, it's what we do.
Let's eat. Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson. Gator punter Jeremy Crenshaw and Florida State punter Alex Mastromano have been named to the Ray God Award watch list, which honors the nation's top collegiate punter in the FBS. In mid-November, the Ray Guy Award Committee will meet to select the 10 finalists. Florida high school football will soon get underway on August 25th. Teams have started hitting the practice fields. Bowls head coach Max Hoblin flips the switch when the pads go on.
Having the helmets on and the jerseys on and all that stuff, it feels different as you kind of prep for the season. Like that sense of urgency, that understanding that, hey, summer's over.
The Jacksonville Icemen, affiliates of the NHL's Buffalo Sabres and the AHL's Rochester Americans, announced that the team has agreed to terms with rookie forwards Dominic Murch and Luke Bignall for the 2023-24 season. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Woody's Barbecue. I'm Sam Nelson.
At 8:10, it's 79 degrees. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Back on a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. You know the old standard redraft column that comes out every few years? You know, I've learned something today as I dove into one of those. The redraft columns aren't as fun when you draft 29th.
Yeah.
Like the only year that the Jaguars have drafted late was coming off the 2017 season. And in 2018, they made such an egregious error in Taven Bryan. The whole thing went downhill from there. Timing, coincidence. I'm not saying Taven Bryan killed the franchise, but that draft pick certainly did. It's a dereliction of duty taking Taven Bryan there. It never made any sense. That's one of those where the analytics torpedo your football team because anyone that watched more than a half of Florida Gator football, nobody thought Taven Bryan was a game wrecker.
Well, and I would say this. I'm not defending the pick at all, and I couldn't because of what he did. But I'd much rather take a guy like that at 29 than take a guy like C.J. Henderson at 9, where I felt the same way.
That's
and
fair.
That's a higher pick.
That's
and
fine.
What are we doing?
That's
you know what I mean?
At
least
fine.
at 29, you're like, okay, well, this is a little gamble, but we think we see this upside where look at this first step on this play. I think
that pick is the mistake of that pick is magnified because you could take that same tact with who they should have taken there.
Yeah.
Which was Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't have to take Lamar to immediately replace. I know you'd paid 2 years in the NFL goes quick. So you extended Blake Bortles unless you think he's Joe Burrow and he's going to be your guy for 10 years. Taking Lamar Jackson there was the move. But just in case, by the way, even though it's 29, a little more boring, who they should have picked was defensive end Josh Sweat.
Come on now, Sweat.
He's been a very, very good player. He's
Baby.
Last season career high in sacks with 11. He had a knee injury at FSU, so it's kind of understandable why. Why he fell a little bit, but that was the play.
He's a good football player.
Yeah, very good, and that's who they should. Taven Bryan was an awful. He's just an awful pick. That's a fine pick if you're Seth Payne and it's round 5. There's nothing wrong with Taven Bryan.
You can also get away with it if you're like a perennial playoff team, and you know.
He's an NFL player. I'm not saying that. He's an NFL player. He went to Cleveland. He's fine in a rotation. He's not a first-round draft pick. That's where you get in trouble. By the way, this is a complete 64. Mm-hmm. So we got first and second round. Do you even remember who the Jags took in round 2 that year?
What year?
Taven Bryan's year, 2018. Do you remember who the second-round pick was that year?
What position?
I don't know. I'm asking you. I'm scrolling down. I'm trying to come up with it before I get. That's a long time ago and a desperate point of Jaguars history. So none of us probably know. We probably lost the pick for all I know. Let's see.
We forfeited the
pick. We forfeited. Jags, you're just going to play. They saw the Taven Bryan pick.
We traded up for Taven and gave it away.
Yeah, they said they saw Taven Bryan. Said, never mind, Jags. You're sitting this one out. The Jaguars took.
Everybody knows who they took.
DJ Chark.
Do.
Although. I don't understand what this means. I don't understand. This is dumb. This column just lost me. And it's our guy Jordan Reed. Tell me what's wrong with this statement.
Come on, Jordo.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Tell me what's wrong with this.
Mm-hmm.
The Jaguars with the 61st pick took DJ Chark. That's not a terrible pick.
No. Didn't he have a 1,000-yard year?
The new pick?
Yeah.
Sam Darnold. Oh, interesting. Could have sworn he was a top 10 pick a different year. What in the world is that? What is that? Was Darnold even in the 18 draft?
Yeah, if Lamar was.
Darnold was a top
3
pick.
He was in that draft.
I guess he's saying Darnold shouldn't have gone there.
Correct.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
So they're not always giving you a guy that's available. They're giving you a guy that's where he should fall instead.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's dumb.
And by the way,
that's dumb. I don't like those. I like a redraft where you give me somebody, with your expert opinion aside, give me somebody who is actually on the draft board when the pick is made.
Mm-hmm.
Right? How are you going to redraft taking a guy that went top 5?
Yeah.
So I don't like. That's a new one. That's a new iteration there where you factor that in.
Can you give me Vegas right now odds tonight on Jets Browns?
Yeah, I'd probably just go right here to the scoreboard and see what we got here.
I'm curious. How do you cap
these are? I have it in front of me.
Yeah.
The Jets are laying 1.5 despite the home field advantage of the Browns. And the over-under is 33.5. They don't expect
Remember
much
how
scoring.
low it is always? And,
Yeah.
and it usually is.
Yeah, they always,
It'll be like 13-10.
And they come in.
And you'll be like,
yeah.
son of a bee. The
And
over was so obvious.
And then they come in under.
Yeah. 33.5 points.
Okay, this is, again, it's the part where we all get Trayvon was a worse pick than Brian, according to the text line. No, he wasn't. You're not doing the game right.
No.
Trayvon Walker was better last year in 1 year, a disappointing year, than Taven Bryan was. Oh, he's the number one pick. I get it. He's played 1 year.
We're talking about number 1 overall and number 29, so I kind of get where you're coming from, but you got to give it some.
You got 1 year versus
You gotta
6
let
or
it
7
breathe.
in the league. That's a terrible. Yeah,
right now, the most egregious thing about the Trayvon Walker pick right now
is Hutchinson.
It's Hutchinson.
Yeah,
because most people, not just us,
right.
most people
thought they should take him.
Me, all scream take Hutch.
Me too.
We
You too.
Yeah.
So
100%. I never liked the pick.
Yeah.
But you can't. He's not a.
But-
he's not a bust.
No, if he stays where he
Sure.
is, he will be a bust
Sure.
because of where he was picked.
This text is just sent about 5 years too early. You can't. There's no
You
comparison.
gotta wait and see.
Right now, Trayvon Walker is not a worse pick than Taven Bryan.
Yeah.
He is
way
not.
too early.
He did more in 1 year than Taven Bryan did in 5 here.
I saw a comment yesterday, I think it was from Baloo. It said Walker Little just put Kayla Von Chase on into row 7, and he goes, pass rush is a problem. And, again, this is what happens in camp. Everybody says the right thing, and everybody, and you get, and a guy makes a play, but in the end, they get onto the field, and you can only – you have to trust what you've seen with your own eyes and what has happened in the games. And again, to me, it's very, very unnerving to have your third best pass rusher be a guy who has 3 career sacks in 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And you tell me that that's your third best option at that position.
I don't think it is. I will honestly.
It's very unnerving.
And I don't
for
know
me.
a thing about him. Maybe he'll get cut. Sight unseen right now, I'll take Abdullah. I will.
I haven't heard one.
I don't care.
Now we're not down there.
Yeah.
But I've not heard one thing about Abdul.
Yeah,
I haven't seen his name.
Me either.
I haven't seen him make a play.
Right, Is he practicing?
Me either.
Yeah. Well, I don't
Me
even
either.
know. Is he alive?
I also haven't.
And again, he's a fifth round pick.
Yeah. I also haven't seen a tweet where he got thrown into row 8 by the starting tackle.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe he's not taking reps.
I'll take him right now, sight unseen.
Okay.
Yeah, I will. I'll take him on the practice squad over Caleb Von Chase on seeing the field.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you got to just give up on what you got to take the L.
Well, you got him under contract. I get it, but
I don't get putting him outside and
I don't
telling
know
him to
if
rush the passer. I don't get it at all.
Or do you want to play him?
Exactly.
I mean, that's where he plays. That's the best position.
Yeah, but he does not do it effectively. He doesn't make any plays, so I'm not playing him. That's what I mean. Yeah.
You're not giving him the snap.
No. God, no. Why would I?
Well.
And then, by the way, they're
again,
trying one more.
Hopefully they know.
They're trying one more. They don't know, Dan. They're doing the old psychological cleanse. That's what's going on down there. Everybody talk up Caleb on. Let's get him confident. Let's get him this. They don't run his 250-pound butt out there, and they'll throw him into row 4.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, no, I'm not buying it one bit, man. Not one bit.
Well, do you remember the comparison with Trayvon Walker? Who did they when they drafted him? Who did they compare him to?
Alden Smith.
Alden Smith.
No, he had 18 sacks like as a rookie.
And
So
Alden
yeah.
Smith and his. I want to see what he did here.
He had like 19 1 year.
In terms of going forward here, what we.
Yeah, what did he do his first year? I think he did more than that, 8 or 10 right out of the gates.
Trying to see here. See what Alden Smith did. There we go. Sacks. 14 and 19 and a half his first 2 years.
Yeah. So
You got to get 30 this year to be on Alden Smith pace.
I'll definitely win the bet.
Yeah. 14 and 19 and a half.
I think that I ask E this question.
Alden Smith
was
just his own worst enemy.
100%.
I mean,
he was
14 and 19 and a half,
yeah,
bro.
He was a great. I remember that. He's a great player, man. He was a great player.
Imagine if we got that.
No, he doesn't have the head.
Let me tell you something. Alden Smith missed, 16, 17, 18, and 19 for suspensions.
Oof.
Came back in 20 and got 5 sacks.
Was that with the Cowboys?
Yeah. Bro missed 4 years of football with suspension. What was he suspended for? Obviously.
Weed, dude. The guy was on the weed
Did he
all
get-
the time.
Was it just weed? Wasn't it drinking? Was it?
I don't know.
He had a bunch of stuff.
There was a video with him and a girl. I don't remember
You don't
exactly.
get suspended for 4 years.
He also got in trouble,
Jeff,
too. He was involved
4
in some
years.
alleged, assault of some sort.
Has anyone ever been suspended for 4 years
Josh
and come
Gordon?
back?
Josh Gordon, probably.
Yeah.
Probably close. Wow. I'm not buying all this Mike. They're giving me this. They're feeding me this Michael Thomas hype out of New Orleans. That dude hadn't played in 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, you're worried about Calvin Ridley and his rust.
Yeah,
Holy
yeah,
hell.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, Michael Thomas's rust is to the core. I asked E this question yesterday, maybe a couple days ago,
Uh-huh. Well, ask me now.
as to Trayvon Walker,
Why did you ask Ian, not me?
because you weren't here.
Why wasn't I here?
6 o'clock.
It was either 6 o'clock or cushion day or
Cushion
a personal day. One of the two.
Must have been a cushion.
So it was in response to a comment from, I believe it was Mike Caldwell. It was somebody down there on the coaching staff or front office, right?
Okay.
He's talking about Trayvon Walker and what
All
they
right.
expect and how he's getting better and him being a part of, it may not dictate with certain numbers or stats, right?
Okay.
But let me ask you this.
Ask me.
Because I think our expectation is, if we just kind of black and white, it's like you got to get 10 sacks a year, dude. You're the number one pick.
Yes.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
If the Jaguars, who had how many sacks last year? 34?
35.
Okay, 35 sacks last year. If the Jaguars have 62 sacks this year,
Oh yeah, this wasn't good. You don't believe this.
and Trayvon Walker had 5.5.
It's not possible. It's not possible.
Yeah, that's what. Well, I said that.
Don't buy. You're better than that.
I said that.
I know. Don't buy into that hype crap.
What hype?
That stuff where Caldwell says, "Well, he's doing
Not buying
no,
at
no,
all.
No. You don't take a guy first overall to be a.
I'm not.
He's a good. He is a good football.
I'm not
player.
buying. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
Just
I'm not
making
doing
sure.
that at all. I'm
Okay.
saying, is he less of a bust if his team has 62? If he starts every game and he has 5.5?
You and I both know that's with this football team.
With this football team,
virtually that is that is impossible.
Well, we ask a lot of hypotheticals that are impossible.
That's a good one. That is mission impossible.
Yeah, it would take.
Give me 57 other sacks, Jeffrey, on that team.
It would be.
Hey, Roy Robertson Harris 13, Josh Allen 17. Rayshon had 6 coming off up the middle, and then Tyson Campbell chipped in with 4.5. Oh my goodness, that would be great. that would be terrific. Yeah, I get it. I get the fact that he's big and strong, and he's a starting football player in the NFL for the next dozen years. Yeah, right?
Trayvon Walker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd be better served with Sauce Gardner.
Or Aiden Hutchinson.
Well, for sure Aiden Hutchinson, but I mean, yeah.
My
Right?
gosh. So I just pulled up some of Alden Smith's stats. I sent y'all the article.
Isn't that crazy, dude?
He was his own worst enemy.
He
but
was.
In 43 career games, the kid had 42 sacks.
Oh, my gosh. It's just unbelievable, dude. I mean, that is. Oof.
From the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, didn't Jeff say that college is basically the NFL? Then he calls a new tackle a rookie. Which is it? The ability to not differentiate is stunning.
That's
startling
confusing me.
here.
I can't even handle that
Yeah,
one.
college, the model that they pay players and all that. The fact that you somehow
I'm sorry, I
can
can't-
derive
I
that
can't
is
go there.
it's remarkable, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
I can't do that.
I can't even be frustrated. I have to just marvel at the complete inability to separate apples from oranges there. Those are two completely separate.
That's crazy.
Sometimes it just stuns me what gets sent in after pensive thought.
Mm-hmm. I am grinding on this
You are?
laptop. I'm
yeah,
doing
we got
great.
new laptops. We got lots of.
I'm sorry.
I had issues with the lights today. I can't figure out. I'm not going to lie to you. The Glugan Richie, who's normally so buttoned up. I mean, he just threw us to the wolves this morning. Came in all this new equipment. Don't know how to use any of it. The old email signings aren't hooked up and ready to go. I can't fix this. I mean, he's
No
the
primer?
Glugan.
Yeah.
He's the Glugan, but that's an F. He got an F today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no. How about an email? You got to have to do this, that, and the other. I mean, he doesn't care. He's in there with his old 1984,
And I love
equipment.
it.
He
And I
likes
love
it.
Yeah, he's happy. He's happy.
Dad, you going to work on that laptop in there?
I am.
Good for him.
I mean, it's.
Why don't you get you one? You know what? I had get one of those remote mouses.
See, the problem is
right. Get the remote
yeah.
mouse.
The problem is my computer at home is a bigger one in the little. We have it in a little like computer room, and so I've always used that, and I very rarely have had to use the laptop. So, but I'm working on it, man. I'm getting there.
The Twitter working for you? Or I'm
yeah.
sorry, the X.
Yeah, the X is fine. I got no problem on the X. X is. Are you on X today?
Yeah, I'm on X, man. I don't like it.
You don't like X?
I don't like being on X.
What's wrong with X? X is fine, man. Anybody, if you really lose your mind over Twitter, like over well, that's it for me, I'm out of here. Why? I don't care what you call it. You could call it kick rocks. I don't care. I like the Twitter, man. It gives me information. I can go back and forth with the Googans. It's all good, man. All right, let's do this. We got the Cat Chat on deck, so let's catch up with the artist formerly known as Jackson DeVille. When we do that, we'll come back right here on The Drill.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Share your life with 1010XL. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Oh, wait. I'm going to take a picture and post it on Facebook. What? Hashtag
1010XL.
Hi, this is Dale Murray from South Georgia to Central Florida and coast to coast. The Murray Ford Superstores are still putting the customers first and cranking out the deals those big city dealers can't touch. It's no wonder everybody's driving to Murray Ford Superstore to purchase their new vehicle. It's simple. If Murray Ford Superstores doesn't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Plus, you get a 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified new and pre-owned vehicle. Shazam! Holy Jesus Aruba Batman, how do we do it? There's no reason for your purchase to take all day, running around with those big city dealers and being flim-flammed with those big city prices. Nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. And we'll trade anything from aluminum cans to minivans. Be American, buy Murray Ford Superstore. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray, in Stark or Kingsland. I'll be waiting for you. And remember, at any Murray Superstore, it's all about you. Shazam!
Hey, we're certainly facing some challenging economic times. I can't speak for all of us, but for me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Hick it here for ITP Partners. I'll admit it, I'm not an economic expert. Higher interest rates, 401ks. But as I move closer to retirement, I continue to watch my money grow thanks to Chris Bryant, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, and Reed Wingate. And 3 generations of Hicken, from Junebug to Drew, and yours truly, invest at ITP Partners. And they listen. They give you an individualized strategy where your goals are the priority. Get in the game. ITP Partners is always there to help. For more info, Chris at ITPPartners.com or call 904-312-9751, 312-9751. ITP Partners, gang, my financial partners for life.
It's winning time for your Jacksonville Sharks, and they need you to fill the tank. The Sharks are back home for the playoffs this Saturday, August 5th, kickoff, 7 o'clock. No one better to take it out on than your bitter, hated rivals, the Orlando Predators. Winner, off to the championship game where we're going to hang a banner. Family, affordable fun. Tickets start at just $15. Available now. Call 904-621-0700. Or for more info, go to jacksharks.com.
The house is taking a beating this summer with all the in and out. Time to call Zero Res. Right now, Zero Res offering the hottest price of the year on tile and grout cleaning. Get your tile and grout cleaned and sealed for 25% off. Zero Res, man. Spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
Tim McGraw returns to 5-Star Veterans Memorial Arena March 14th for a chance to win tickets. Text McGraw to the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010.
Attention golfers, Hidden Hills Golf Club has become an attractive destination for golfers all over North Florida. You too will enjoy our classic Arnold Palmer design that'll test your game and keep you coming back. Book a tee time today at hiddenhillsgc.com.
Atlantic Self Storage, the official storage partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Need to make room to watch football in your home or need a place to park your boat or RV? Store it all at Atlantic Self Storage. Over 50 locations in Northeast Florida. 24-hour access, all with month-to-month leases. Moving, they can help with supplies. They make storage easy. Go to AtlanticSelfStorage.com or call 877-WE-STORE to find a storage solution near you. Go Jags! Major League Baseball is always on at Perfect Rag Billiards in Murray Hill. Whether you're a Ray, Cub, or even Yankee, Perfect Rag Billiards always has all the games live. Tons of awesome beer and food specials for the weekend, from Fireball Fridays, Seltzer Saturdays, and brunch on Sundays. That, along with tons of pool tables, shuffleboards, darts, and more. Get on out of the house for the action and come to Perfect Rag Billiards in Murray Hill, where you can catch all the MLB action. Perfect Rag Billiards in Murray Hill, a great place to watch sports.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. There's a reason Stanley Pools is a family tradition of fine swimming pools. It's locally owned and run by the Stanley family since 1988. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build and renovate our pool, and they do a fantastic job of maintaining it. I've recommended Stanley Pools for years for pool construction, repairs, maintenance, and renovation. Call Stanley Pools at 269-7277 today to transform your backyard. That's Stanley Pools, 269-7277.
Hi, this is Dave Barker with IHRS. If you're looking for a real solution to your thinning hair or hair loss, call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS.
What's causing your hair to fall out? Can your hair grow back? Get to the root of your problem with IHRS Hair and Scalp Analysis. This analysis magnifies your hair and scalp 400 times to see what procedures can restore your hair. Call right now for your free analysis, 904-777-IHRS, or visit hairforme.com. Stop wasting money on solutions that don't work. IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years. They are the only clinic to offer the trademarked multi-unit hair grafting PRP platelet-rich plasma and the NeoGraft FUE hair transplant procedure.
Schedule your free hair and scalp analysis today. Call 904-777-IHRS or visit hair4me.com. Hairforme.com.
They say that health is wealth, but if you're struggling with obesity, your health could be paying too high a price. The good news is you can take charge with weight loss surgery at Baptist Health. Our personalized program is a center of excellence with a full team to support you every step of the way. Is it time to reclaim your health? To see if you qualify, call 904-202-SLIM or visit BaptistBariatrics.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. This is your Duval Minute, brought to you by Lift Power, your turnkey solution for all warehouse needs.
All right, the name of the game is scoring touchdowns, scoring more points than the opposition. And in Jaguars history, there's one guy who scored more touchdowns than anybody else. It's not Fred Taylor. He had 70 career touchdowns. He's second. It's not Jimmy. He had 69 career touchdowns. He's third. No, it's Mojo. Mojo had 81 career touchdowns, 68 on the ground, more than anybody else, 11 receiving, and, of course, 2 kick returns as well. That's 81 touchdowns. If you're wondering what current Jaguar leads the way, you got to go way down the list. Trevor's got 7. He's the second current leading Jaguar. No, it's Christian Kirk with 8 touchdowns, so those guys will start adding on this season. That's your Duval Minute, brought to you by Lift Power. In search of a forklift rental, Lift Power has more than 900 machines in its rental inventory, with a diverse fleet of indoor and outdoor forklifts ranging from 3,000 to 10,000 pounds from top-name brands. They customize, deliver, and service all forklifts to meet each customer's needs. Contact Lift Power today at liftpower.com/contact to learn more.
Let's ring up another guest on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
What's happening, fellas?
Cat,
why is he not in here? Where is he?
Cat's kids are down with the sickness, and he didn't want to risk it and come in here. We appreciate that.
Yeah, I figured, I the new setup you guys got.
No, it's fine. I just was asking. That's not. Yeah, no, I'm not questioning. I just was wondering.
He texted you.
No, he didn't.
I did.
Oh.
You're on the text thread.
Never mind.
Answer the text thread once in a while, Jeff.
I do. I'm actually among the three of us answer probably more than the other two.
Cat, who do you like tonight? Jets Browns. Jets 1.5 favorite. As a two-time Friday five-pack champion, I'm wondering what way we're going to go on this one and kick off our gambling season.
A bunch of degenerates are so stoked for tonight's game.
Yeah.
Just to be able to play some bets.
What about the over-under 33.5, Cat? Seems like the over's a natural, but then we'll look up and it'll be 13-10 like that dadgum Army-Navy game.
Oh, my God, don't bring me back
Which
to
you
that.
still are bitter about because it went to like double or triple overtime and you lost.
I had that locked. I had that locked last year. Dan, we went over this. Never touch over-unders.
Yes,
and
you've
definitely
told us that.
don't touch overs. Never touch overs.
I know.
Just stay away from them. It's like splitting 10 in blackjack, Dan. You just don't do it.
You just don't do it.
Just don't go to over. Yeah.
It's a two-time Friday five-pack champion's advice. Don't play
It's
over-unders.
not near as bad as splitting tens in Vegas, but your point is valid. You ruined your point. There's nothing worse in all of gambling and all of humanity than splitting tens in blackjack. It's the worst thing that you can do as a person.
I'm saying touching overs, not over-unders, Jeff.
I know.
Touching the over.
I know. The more overs come in than the guys with tails of riches from splitting their 20.
I know.
It's
a bad play.
X is Twitter on the text line. People keep asking, what is X? What is X? They changed Twitter, right, to X?
Yeah. It's just a big X. That's all I got. A big fat X.
Okay.
Oh.
But I don't care.
I
don't care if it's the bird or an X. Yeah.
I'll probably flick it on for a little bit, but I did flick on. I gotta say I broke down and bought the MLS package on Apple TV last night just so I could watch
Messi.
So I could watch Messi.
GOAT.
I was going to say, I don't think Messi's going to help MLS. I don't think he's going to help American soccer, but he's going to be fun to watch. Messi's his own entity. There's no Messi retired tomorrow.
Awesome.
Yeah, because Messi was there. That's
right.
my point. Yeah. I just don't know. I don't know what the end game is. I don't think you watch Messi play for Miami for 2 years and then you continue watching MLS. It's dreadful. And what Messi's performance is doing, it's showing just how dreadful MLS is. This dude's way past his prime, although one of the greatest players. Comes over here, he's ripping the league up like he's playing a bunch of high school kids. MLS must be terrible. It must be like 10th in line of the world soccer, like talent. Anywho.
Cat?
Is he gone?
Did we lose him?
What happened? I was going to say he has not been that quiet consecutively.
Cat would have had a comment.
For sure.
We'll get the Cat back while we wait and talk about shift back to our version of football. The Jacksonville Jaguars will get onto the practice fields and get through a workout today. They'll be off tomorrow. Go at it again on Saturday as we make our way through training camp. And then next Saturday, we'll play the Dallas Cowboys in the Big D, and I do mean Dallas. So that will be fun. So we'll see how they're able to do. And, again, I can't emphasize this. And I love football. We got the Cat back?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
I'm shocked that you even said you'll flip on the game tonight. That's a positive in your growth as a football fan. But next week we play Dallas. Preseason is so meaningless. We're down to 3 games. We should be down to 2. They don't need these games. The first game, the starters play barely a lick. The second game, they'll play a quarter and a half. And the third game, they won't play. That's basically how it works down the preseason.
How far away from no preseason games are we and 18 regular season games?
Well, I think no preseason games.
They'll have they're not giving up the gate.
Yeah, the gate, the revenue source, the money is still there. As long as the money's there, they'll continue to put on this charade.
No, what I'm saying is, don't you think they're going to eventually move to just in-stadium, like Falcons, Jags
practices? Yes.
Practices?
I think if they could, once they start charging for that. But understand now, you pay, I'm pretty sure you pay, I know you pay, I'm a season ticket holder, full boat for a game ticket for preseason. Now, we only have one here this year, I think. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, which is fine with me.
I love it. And it's the last one, which is also fine. Right? Yeah.
You want the second one, but yeah.
I'd rather just send them on the road for 2 weeks.
No, I understand. But yeah, the preseason. But again, as football fans, because we miss the game so much and we follow our particular team, we'll watch because we want to see if Garrett Prince can score a touchdown in a game, or if Eric Hallett can get an interception in a game. And
I don't mind watching preseason football.
Yeah.
It's just, but you don't have it.
But your focus and intensity is not near what it is.
Again,
it's
in some ways you could say the same thing. And Kat, this is where you never got it, where we're coming from. I'm not saying we're right or wrong. This is why guys like Dan and I don't like Live. For the same reason you don't like preseason. Now, the talent is different. I don't like watching elite athletes play for no stakes. And so, the preseason, if you watch an event as a sports fan of your team and there is no pain if you lose, then you didn't watch a sporting event. And that's the thing with preseason. You don't care at all if they win or lose. And if that's the case, it makes it, that's a harder sell for sure.
Jeff, you're telling me you said you don't mind watching preseason, but you're telling me you watch a full game?
The Jags, yeah, sure.
The whole thing?
Well, part of it is because of what we do, but yes, I watched the full game for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I would rather watch that than, Tigers Royals or
What's funny is you want to talk about even dating back to when I worked there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure this is a crazy statement. I'm not sure even when I was in the costume that I watched an entire preseason game.
Yeah, I don't. It's hard, dude.
You're out of the suit.
Yeah,
I was out of the suit by fourth quarter.
I mean,
pretty much.
That's
every
fair.
preseason game.
And let's be honest, in the fourth quarter, even of a Jags preseason game, I mean, there might be one guy on the field who's going to be on the team.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just reality. It is what it is. So as you dive into the preseason, but again,
let's talk about real football. Let's talk about football that matters in Jacksonville, folks, for a title, a championship coming up starting this Saturday. The Sharks, baby.
Oh yeah,
the Shark Fever.
Oh yeah, well,
Shark Week
Fever.
Well, they listen. They will absolutely annihilate Orlando and send them out of the league with a thud. And then they'll play. There's again. Jacksonville minus 18. Kat, you want some of that? I just capped the.
What I'm hoping is we win this Saturday, and then we get to play the championship at home.
Correct.
The championship at home, and then what I want to see happen is going to be really cool. Is AB is going to show up with his team, and just expect to get in there. He's going to have like 4 guys with him, and he's going to want to get back in the arena.
I suspect going forward, this particular arena league will change a lot, and Jacksonville will either go to a different. Jacksonville is listen. As far as arena league teams, Jacksonville is the creme de la creme. So
absolutely.
They draw terrific, as you know, and they play competitive football. They've won a bunch of championships, and they should be able to win it. Quite frankly, they should be able to win another one this year. They will be the heavy favorite to win.
It's a good time out there. E, I know you'll be out there doing your thing. It's going to be a raucous crowd this Saturday. Shark Coatings will be out there. We're running the finals of the season-long Cornhole Challenge.
Oh,
that's been happening. So
what does the winner get?
One lucky fan of the season long winners is gonna win the Jacksonville Sharks shark coated cornhole board.
Wow, that's cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
that's wonderful. All right,
I did them myself. So whoever wins them, I personally did these boards. So
oh really?
I don't know what that probably adds like 50 cents to them.
Can you send me a picture? I'd like to see them.
E, I'm gonna need effort and get me a picture of those tonight.
Roger that.
Saturday.
I got you.
All right, sharkfloorcoatings.com for your free estimate, and it's a great time to get your garage done. And by the way, if you do, you will be so happy that you did. It changes the whole complexion of your home. It really does. I can't speak enough for it. It's one of the best things I've done to my house. I love it.
Biggest thing going right now that we keep seeing with garages, we have guys getting their garages ready for football season.
Yeah.
And there's 2 things. I think I said this before. 2 things. Convert your garage into your man cave.
Yeah.
The only 2 things you need is a small little plug-in AC unit plus an insulated garage door.
Yep.
And you have a 450, 500 square foot man cave that is incredible to watch football games in. A lot of people doing it. So right now we burned through all of those garages in all that rain.
Yeah.
So we're looking for garages to do. So if you've got a garage or interior job, give us a call right now because all that rain, the only jobs we can do is interior stuff right now. Those pools and driveways, you're going to have to wait.
Good point. Sharkfloorcoatings.com is the place to go. to grab that free estimate. Let them come out, measure it up, tell you how much it's going to be, pick your pattern, and they do the rest. It's fantastic. Thank you,
buddy.
Kat.
See you, boys.
All right, there he goes, our buddy Jackson, the artist formerly known as Jacksonville, Curtis Dvorak, joining us with the Cat Chat. We'll keep it rolling right here on The Drill on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Where is he? Where did he go?
Where's he going?
1010XL.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here. Hurricane season is upon us. That's why I always recommend Patriot Roofing Services, specializing in all types of commercial, residential roofing and repairs, gutters, sun tubes, skylights, 10-year workmanship warranty, financing is available, military and senior citizen discounts, no subcontractors. Give my buddy Mark a call, 982-4052, licensed and insured, or go to Patriot Roofing Services online.
There's certain places you know if you go in, they got what you're looking for, like Gate Convenience Stores and Cold Modelo's. That's the ticket. Or get on the craft side of things with something from Bold City or Sweetwater. Hit the cooler at Gate, full of choices and all of them good.
Ballou here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On August 3rd, 2007, Alex Rodriguez becomes the youngest player in MLB history to hit 500 home runs, connecting on the first pitch he sees as Yankees beat Royals.
Hey, Hicken here. I hope your summer's been as fun as mine, man. What a great time with family and friends throughout the entire summertime. I must admit, though, looking forward to getting back to a little bit of normalcy, less vacations, getting into the grind, kids getting back to school or whatever, right? Everything's settling down. The house took a little bit of a beating, you know, had some parties, had some get-togethers. So the tile and the grout, the carpets, the rugs all need a good cleaning. That means it's time to call Zero Res, the cleaning freaks. Right now, Zero Res offering the hottest price of the year on tile and grout cleaning. Get your tile and grout cleaned and sealed, 25% off. That's 0.25% off, man. Zero Res, you spell it forward. Zero Res, you spell it backwards. Zero Res, right way to clean.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars. Make them your AC partner. With honest cost estimates before they start the work with no hidden fees. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. Clayton, we have all seen Forevermark diamond ads on television. Tell us about them.
Frank, Forevermark diamonds are a group of diamonds that have been separated from diamond productions in South Africa, Botswana, Namibia, and Canada because they're beautiful, rare, and responsibly sourced. Also, because the sale of these diamonds benefits the communities they come from, they're selected to carry the Forevermark icon. At Underwoods, we've sold South African and Namibian diamonds before, but Forevermark's different because these diamonds are traced and individually cared for from the mine all the way to her finger. And less than 1% of all diamonds qualify to be Forevermark. These diamonds also only sell through an authorized network of diamond cutters and retail stores that are carefully selected just like the diamonds. Underwoods is proud to be a part of that network and we were one of the first 5 in the United States to join.
Underwoods, where customers are served with quality and respect. In San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
This is Garrett Scantling, and when I needed surgery on my foot, I selected Dr. Acevedo and Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. No matter what orthopedic injury you have, go where you're treated like a pro. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is Dr. George Acevedo of Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Thanks to all of the athletes who ask us to help them get back on their feet. Come see us today.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Are you drowning in credit card debt? Want to get cash out of your home's equity? Loan Pronto can now do it in less than a week. Hey, it's Prosser here, and that's right. Loan Pronto's Equity Express line of credit just got even faster. You can get $50,000, $100,000, or even $200,000 in as little as 5 days. And you don't even have to touch your primary mortgage, so you can keep that 3% rate intact. Just get the money you need and pay off all those credit cards, or get that home improvement project started. With this revolutionary program, you can access up to 90% of your home's value, and in most cases, there's no appraisal. Stop paying insane interest rates to the credit card companies and get tens or even hundreds of thousands in cash in as little as 5 days. Call Loan Pronto now for the even faster Equity Express line. 904-999-1508. LoanPronto.com or 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
There's a world of difference between and that's why you can trust Famous Automotive and Tire when it comes to your vehicle's care. Because there's a difference between and. It all starts with the triangle of safety. Your tires, brakes, and the front end. Take care of those 3 points and your car will take good care of you. Start at Famous Automotive and Tires. 7 locations servicing every customer like they're famous.
This is Dr. Steve Crenshaw, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
I'm Sam Nelson. Defensive coordinator Mike Caldwell wasn't pleased with last year's sack total, and Jaguars defensive end Trayvon Walker and linebacker Josh Allen have been tasked with improving that. Allen says Trayvon is getting it in his second year.
Trayvon is more, talkative in meetings now, so that's also a sign that he's getting it.
To play cornerback in the NFL, you absolutely need to be confident. Jag corner Tyson Campbell's confidence meter is on high.
I just want to show, I'm a great football player. Prove to myself I could be the best corner in the NFL.
Jag QB1 Trevor Lawrence is seen as a potential MVP candidate. Stephen A. Smith of ESPN thinks Lawrence is capable of making yet another leap this season.
I'm telling you right now, Trevor Lawrence is coming.
That's your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar update. I'm Sam Nelson on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, welcome back. So, is the Big 12 an option for FSU?
I won't.
Like,
the
in
Big
other words,
12. I was thinking. It shouldn't be.
But if the Big 12 approach, let me ask you this: if the Big 12 approached FSU and the payout was more comparable to what Florida's getting or whatever SEC schools or Big 10 schools, would they go to the Big 12? Because the Big 12 doesn't do it for me as far as the conference itself.
It's a little better than the
matchup.
ACC, but I don't listen. Is
the
there
Big
not
12 is better than the ACC?
1,000,000%.
1,000,000%.
1,000,000,000,000% it's better.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Well, TCU was in the 4 last year.
Yeah.
Baylor's.
How come when I pump up the Big 12, you tell me it's not, but yet if it's 1,000,000,000,000% better?
The problem with the ACC is this, as I've done the research and looked at what's moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
When FSU and Clemson leave, the ACC is the Coastal League, dude. It's a bunch of dog football programs with fleas. Now, Virginia Tech deserves a little bit of credit, but it's
somewhere Riley Skinner Wales.
Yeah, well, that's fine. If you're a football program who maxes out and throws, parades because you win one conference title or you have one 10-win season, that's not the same level that this new vision of college football is going to try and, here, is there not an implication if you're FSU? Why am I going to go to a place that couldn't keep Oklahoma and Texas? Aren't you admitting you're not on their level?
Is it fair for the?
Is that no?
Okay, what was the question? I'm sorry.
Is there not an implication? You're admitting you're not on the level of Oklahoma and Texas if you take their spot in the Big 12. I don't think you can go to the Big 12 and join the recent additions of Cincinnati, Houston. You're going back to the Metro, dude.
Is it fair for the ACC to say, well, wait a minute, FSU, what up?
I will say this. If FSU and Clemson were the big boys they thought they were, then why are they getting paid so little in rights fees to begin with? The ACC, though, is mismanaged. They're just so uncompelling in football.
Because the whatever they call it, the grant of rights with the ACC, they just signed a deal. They're good for 2036 as far as their television and the money
what they pay out.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's
I don't think it's fair. And if I'm the ACC, I'm not bending and paying Clemson and FSU more.
Okay,
listen. This would be a great FSU argument if it was like 2000. But, I mean, what the hell? They're acting like this is Bobby Bowden finishing top 4 every year. I mean, I appreciate the improvement. I think FSU's going to have a hell of a year. But, man, you talk about hitting while the iron's hot. What has FSU been for the last 10 years?
The payout in the ACC, the payout in the SEC is going up to, in 2029, $105 million. The Big Ten will be $94 million. The Big 12 is behind the ACC, so that ain't gonna work.
You're right, in the payouts, right? Yeah. That's why Oklahoma and Texas left.
Yeah,
but I would go, and again, I'm not saying it's a big top to bottom. Yeah, I think the Big 12 is better than the ACC. If you lined up right now, if you took whoever's picked number that's Oklahoma, Texas. So take Oklahoma, Texas away.
FSU is all on board with leaving the ACC right now. If you listen to any comments from their board of trustees yesterday. Afterwards, this ain't working. Now, this is what comes back from ACC side. Wait a minute. They're 26-33 without a winning season in the ACC between 17 and 21. I don't think the latest media rights deals for the Big Ten and SEC were the biggest issue. That's another guy. But FSU has a much bigger football brand. FSU and Clemson have the two biggest football brands in the ACC by leaps and bounds.
Hold on.
Yeah.
They have the only two football brands in the ACC.
Yeah.
Now, the ACC is just fine in basketball and baseball.
Yeah.
Golf and others. They're completely competitive in everything but football, but that is because the ACC decided we're going to bunch up our conferences with a bunch of northeastern schools that no one cares about football. Like the Big Ten's got the heartland. They care about football in Ohio and Michigan and, Indiana and Illinois. They just don't care about football in Syracuse. New York City doesn't care about football.
Not college football.
Right.
Yeah.
Boston doesn't care about college football.
No.
So you add all these markets. That's why I tell you, we have this conversation sometimes about markets and how much it matters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the ACC went for every big market, Miami, Boston, New York City, and they've withered. So the big market doesn't do it. How is the big market like when you hear these markets sold as a reason why you get teams, right?
Do you think there's any chance that the Big Ten or the SEC?
Answer me that, though.
What is it?
We sell market size as an addition to a conference, and it's the exact tack that that the ACC took, and it's killed them. They went and got Miami. They got Washington, D.C. They got Boston. They got New York City. And
who'd they get New York City with?
Rutgers. I mean, just that area. They attacked that area of the country, and it's killed them. It's killed them.
Rutgers isn't in the ACC.
You're right. That's Big Ten. That's right. My bad. Syracuse is what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's upstate.
But it's still New York.
I don't think it's killed them. I think they were adding and they picked schools. But I mean, maybe you're suggesting they were better off getting different schools. But
in football, for football's sake. Now again,
back when geography mattered to what conference you had, it made sense. It doesn't. Geography no longer matters. We'd rather fly the water polo team from L.A. to Champaign or L.A. to
Rutgers,
College Park, Maryland, to play.
Another Big Ten. That's Big Ten also. Maryland, Big Ten.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I mean.
Oh, because of Oregon or Washington.
No, I'm talking USC, UCLA.
Yeah.
They got to go all the way across the country.
Yeah.
Their softball team, their baseball team. They've got have fun with that. It's fascinating to me to watch it unfold. But I think the bottom line is FSU is saying sayonara, and I think this shot was fired because when the president came out earlier this year at the beginning of the year and said, wait a minute.
They're already done. Yeah, this is
and
done.
then nothing has been done. Yeah. And then the ACC commissioner.
I thought they were giving them an extra $5 million or some nonsense. Remember that came out of the meetings?
Oh, did it?
I thought Clemson and FSU were going to get they were going to get like $5 million more, or 3 or something.
Well, it's all going to the shell game's moving.
And listen, if FSU fans mad at me now, what have you done in the last decade? Okay, y'all get superly sensitive. We're talking about the issue of college football. I'm sorry, your program is the one we're talking about today. It's not meant with any angst or bad feelings. But if you are a conference, and you're looking for teams to add, if you aggressively go after them, then you pay them what your people get out. If they're begging to join your league, which the SEC has shown no inclination in wanting to add FSU. Have you sensed that or read that, seen it?
I got it.
They're not in the expansion business at this moment, whereas the Big Ten is. So that's why we hear Big Ten for FSU more than SEC.
It's not a central topic right now for the SEC because they're busy getting Oklahoma and Texas situated.
Right.
You know, they're coming in. So let me see if what Sankey said. Heather Dinich asked Greg Sankey about any interest in FSU. I've been clear that we are focused on our growth to 16 as we transition Oklahoma and Texas into the conference. Future expansion has not been a central topic in the SEC other than regularly updating our campus leaders on national developments. We are proud of the stability the SEC provides our membership and incredibly excited about our future. In other words, if the Big Ten, who is exploring Oregon and Washington right now, they're exploring. So if the Big Ten comes calling, if I'm FSU, I'm jumping at the Big Ten.
The most disingenuous statement, and this is a bold title to win. It's hard to win in today's college athletics when it comes to being disingenuous. The most disingenuous statement through all of the NIL portal, conference realignment was uttered by the Big 12 yesterday. Well, they didn't say it publicly.
12.
The Big 10.
Okay.
The Big 10, apparently the part of the pause in adding Oregon and Washington is the Big Ten doesn't want to be responsible for completely destroying the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me, you jokers?
You already did.
When you took USC, you killed the Pac-12.
Did.
You ripped the heart right out of the conference.
And so I don't know why Arizona was hesitant to jump out.
I don't know why some of these teams aren't.
Dude, if your commissioner is telling you, hey, we're going to be on Apple and we're going to pay this much money a year, and you can go to another conference and get more money and long-term sustainability, buddy, you might be you don't want to be left holding the bag here in this game. You want to have the one thing you want to have is a chance to get into the college football, a fair and equitable chance to get into the college football playoff and be part of the big bucks that are being put
There is a real, I think, I don't know, factual may be too strong a word.
Mm-hmm.
The story needs to be written. The 30 for 30 needs to be written on what the idea was and what the heck happened. But there's supposed to be a third big wheel here where teams would want to come to the ACC. There's supposed to be a third perennial national title contender. And Miami wet the bed, bro. Messed the bed. They came into the league 20 years ago. They have brought nothing football-wise to the ACC. It's incomprehensible. They won a natty literally the year before they went into the league. They have brought nothing. Nothing. That's amazing. Yeah. If you had Miami, FSU, and Clemson, suddenly you got three because, outside, that's what the Big Ten has, right? Yeah. The Big Ten's got Ohio State and Michigan, and then there's a third.
Penn State.
That rolls
Penn
through.
State's up there. Just as far as revenue.
I get it, but they've not made it. They've not made it
like the other two.
They haven't made a playoff appearance.
No.
So
but they're capable of it.
They are, sure.
If you say what are capable, like Michigan State made a playoff appearance.
Correct.
So.
Looked incapable when they got there, but sure, yeah, you can. But Miami has not, it's been documented. They won their division in the ACC once in 20 years and then got walloped in that game. Miami really, the ACC got screwed by Miami not living up to what you thought you were getting because, I would argue if Miami had remained relevant in top 10 all these years, paired along, of course, if they did, maybe Clemson doesn't become the Clemson they are. I don't know. Somebody on the text line says the new Big 12 media deal will be higher than the ACC, and that's according to the text line.
Yeah, so
the Big 12 does pay more than the ACC.
So that maybe that's one you want to consider as well.
Right. Well, the Big 12 is what you asked me about.
Yeah,
Would you leave for the Big
12?
But
I don't
FSU doesn't want UCF making more than them, and that's fair.
Yeah, but I don't think I don't know. Are you doing the Big 12 is not exact. I mean, if you're an FSU fan, I don't think you want to go to the Big 12. You're like, well, we might as well stay in the ACC. But again, you still want to have a seat at the big boy table. If you're FSU, the no-brainer is the Big 10. That's where you got to go.
Well, the no-brainer is the SEC, but you can't they're not going to take you.
Well, they might. No, I think eventually they would, but not right now. And FSU's in. I don't think FSU's in a hurry, but they don't want to fall behind $30 million a year every year. FSU's has never had the cash flow that Florida has had, quite frankly. So they want. It'll be interesting to see what happens. But we got to take a break. 9 o'clock Nasty's coming up. E, are you poised and ready? Nothing like yesterday with the Lizzo story and the such. But
I'm always down to get nasty.
Yeah, but we'll find some things. Worst case scenario, we'll go steal some cigarettes from the Sip and Go and see what happens. Next on The Drill.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. At the end of the day, matriculate your way home with the Frangie Show.
What does that mean?
It means buckle your seatbelt, Dorothy.
This isn't Kansas.
The great Oz has spoken.
Afternoons on 1010XL.
Tim McGraw. In concert. The Standing Room Only Tour 2024. A night filled with your favorite songs. 5-Star Veterans Memorial, March 14th. With special guest Carly Pierce. Get tickets this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss Tim McGraw, live in Jacksonville.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hey, this is Stevie Beechurst of Beechurst Plumbing. Growing up in Jacksonville, I was always proud when my dad would point at a building and say, I did the plumbing for that. That's the same kind of pride we instill in every plumber here at Beechurst Plumbing. And that's the kind of pride you can expect when you hire Beechurst Plumbing for your home or business. Right now, we're doing summer specials to get your project going. To find out how we can help you, visit BeechurstPlumbing.com. BETROS Plumbing.com. Beechurst Plumbing, here to help.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and let me get this right, Greg. Cycles is selling boats?
We are carrying the Coach Pontoon boats, which comes with a legendary Honda engines, and these things are first class.
So Honda outboard engines, if you have one, this is where you can go and get it repaired, and then you also have these pontoon boats.
In stock, ready to have some fun on the water, and they are big fun.
So it's not just Cycles of Jacksonville. They are an authorized boat dealer. Come check out the coolest new concept in pontoons. Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic near Regency.
Time now for a medical recap. A health and wellness tip from Jaguars head team physician Dr. Kevin Kaplan.
Regular strength training is key to maintaining muscle mass. Like muscle building, you need to stress the muscle to maintain strength. This means lifting enough weight and doing enough reps to the point where it's too hard to do one more. Yoga and Pilates are also lower impact muscle building workouts that help maintain lean body mass and improve flexibility. Let's get moving, Jacksonville.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the country that offers multi-unit hair grafting, FUE NeoGraft hair transplants, and the 45-minute effective PRP treatments.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
Thank you, IHRS. IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Schedule a free evaluation and find out how to grow your hair back and keep the hair you have. Call 904-777-IHRS. Take the first step to restoring your hair today. Visit hairforme.com.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years.
Call now for a free in-person or virtual evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
Hey Jags fans, football is almost back, and as your Jaguars are gearing up for training camp, we're excited to announce a momentous opportunity for the fans who've been with us since day one, the dedicated men and women of our military. As a token of our appreciation, head coach Doug Peterson is extending an exclusive invitation to active duty and veteran service members to join us for an unforgettable experience August 5th. To secure tickets, visit jaguars.com/training camp today.
Active and pain-free. That's the ticket. Dr. George Barry here, and I know that's the goal of every patient I see. They want the best possible care so they can go back to enjoying life. That could be pickup basketball, golf, tennis, running, or just working out. It all requires you to be as healthy as you can be. If joint pain is taking its toll on your active lifestyle, come see me at Barry Orthopedics. We have locations all over Jacksonville and can diagnose and treat even the most severe joint pain. A homegrown Jacksonville practice. Find out more at BarryOrthopedics.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson. The Florida Gators are looking for players willing to mix it up on the offensive line, according to co-offensive coordinator, offensive line coach Rob Sale.
Guys that we know that we can count on, and I'm going to mix it up here in the next few days and can count on them to play.
Florida State placed 4 players on the preseason All-ACC team, which was announced Wednesday. Running back Trey Benson, defensive back Frantrell Cypress II, defensive lineman Jared Verse, and wide receiver Johnny Wilson were all selected to the team voted on by 176 members of the ACC media. As the Georgia Bulldogs get ready for the upcoming season, head coach Kirby Smart points to the team's biggest focus.
The biggest focus for us in training camp is physical and mental toughness. We try to expose our guys to a lot of scheme. That's why we do training camp.
And that's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
At 9:11, it's 81 degrees. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Gookin Nation. It's another hour with Duval's Big Dogs of Sports Media. Dan Hicken.
Yes.
Jeff Prosser.
Blah, blah, freaking blah.
And E to the T.
E.T. is the GOAT producer.
Yes, sir. 9:12. Good morning, Jacksonville. Hanging out here on a Thursday, rocking and rolling on the drill. Oh, lots of football talk.
Tree Search is Thursday. We want to rock and roll all night, but they make us leave at 10. Tell me what's wrong with this list.
I'm ready.
Level list. The Shazam Spotlight is brought to you by ShazamAuto.com. Sometimes Shazam means, damn, that's stupid, but I'm not going to say that's for sure. I'll get you guys' opinion on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Here's a list. Meanwhile, you take that short drive, save on these big city prices. Join me, Truck Guy. Fox Sports covers the NFL, correct? I've heard of them.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy, Howie, Kurt Menefee and the gang. Joe Buck, not anymore, right? Who's the Fox's number one guy now? Anyway?
Urquhart.
Nice.
Nice pull by me.
Definite trade down.
He's good.
Yeah, but you got Buck and Aikman. I mean, there's never, it's hard to get there. All right.
Probably smart.
Yeah.
Why am
Save
I paying,
some money? Yeah.
Why are we paying these guys?
Especially when ESPN
$15 million.
Let ESPN pay him $20 million and fire their whole staff. Yeah. It's a win-win.
Yeah.
All right. According to Fox Sports, again, they cover it pretty well at NFL on Fox. So I'm assuming these aren't the production interns.
Mm-hmm.
They polled their expert NFL staff, and according to them, here's a list of the top. Well, there's a tie, so 11 quarterbacks in the NFL this year. Top 11.
All right, another list of quarterbacks.
Number 1?
Yes, Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm. Number 2?
Joe Burrow, Josh Allen.
Joe Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3? Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4?
Mm-hmm.
Justin Herbert.
Herbert.
Number 5? Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Number 6?
A little high for Justin Hebert, but that's fine.
Number 6? Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
MVP, multiple.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7? Lamar Jackson.
Okay. Still don't have a problem with it.
All right. Number 8?
I'd rather have Trevor than Lamar, but based on...
I'd rather have Trevor than a couple of those guys, but whatever. Mm-hmm. Number 8, Dak Prescott. All right. I bet you Dallas would trade you Dak Prescott for Trevor Lawrence right
Straight
now.
up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Number 9, Kirk Cousins.
All
right. That's a T9, by the way.
Yeah.
T9 with Cousins. Matthew Stafford. maybe 5 years ago when Trevor was a high school senior, but and then tied for ninth, Jared Goff
and Trevor.
And no Trevor.
Trevor not there.
We have top 11 here. I've got the top 8 and 3 tied for ninth, and
that's 4.
Top quarterbacks according to
Again,
the Fox NFL staff. Yeah, no Trevor in the top.
Yeah,
11.
he should be in everybody's top 10. I'm okay with him being down
Yes, me
towards
too.
8, 9, 10
That's
because
fair.
again, he lit it up for half a year.
Short time frame.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you. I'm not saying he's not.
I agree.
That doesn't mean I don't think he's top 5. I personally think that's where he's headed. I'm more like Rick Spielman. He's going to be
an MVP candidate.
Yeah, up in that top 3 or 4 after this year. But I'm okay with, if you don't live here in Jacksonville and watch him every week, not putting him there. But to put him behind Jared Goff at this point, Kirk Cousins. I mean,
that's silly.
And again, here's ultimately all you have to ask. If you called the Detroit Lions today and said, we'll trade you Trevor Lawrence for Jared Goff. If you called the L.A. Rams and said, we'll trade you Trevor Lawrence for Matthew Stafford. If you called the Minnesota Vikings and said, we'll trade you Trevor Lawrence for Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
If you called the New York Jets, as much as they love Aaron Rodgers.
They do it.
And said, we'll trade. Now, granted, we are now getting into length of service and what you got left in the tank. So, Aaron Rodgers.
Well, that's true. Aaron deserves to be ranked.
But not those other guys. That's not all long in the tooth. That's just, I'd do that. Sure, I would. But anyway, I thought there's your Shazam Spotlight, by the way, and some of the things that comes out, man.
Yeah.
I mean, what's happening with you?
I went
over
down
there?
the wrong pipe.
What is going on with our guy?
What is going on over
started
there?
with the hello first thing in the morning.
It went down the wrong pipe.
Is it going to stay there? Can you fix yourself?
I'm working on it. Leave me alone. It's an audio medium. If Trayvon tweet it to me, X to me.
Yeah, are they still tweets or no?
No, they're X's.
So there's no more tweet. You can't say tweet. People
Sure you can.
Are people going to still say
whatever
tweet
the hell you want? Yes.
10 years from now?
Sure.
Okay.
If Trayvon got 12 batted passes, 3 fumble interceptions, and 6 sacks, is that a successful season worthy of his pick?
Well, it puts him on track to be that.
Yeah, it's his second year.
Yeah.
But if he did that consistently, no.
Probably not.
Only because of where you were drafted. That's all, gang. That's part of it, though.
Yeah.
When you're drafted number 1 overall, you want to be
a
perennial Pro Bowler.
I can't go all the way off the chain here. Let's let the kid go. I mean, we're all thought many thought it should be Hutchinson, but people arguing that he's a worse pick than Taven Bryan. I just don't understand that logic.
No. Here's another one on the X. Can't talk about Walker not measuring up without considering the defensive scheme. See, that's where I get into the excuse stuff.
Whatever. Yeah, that's
Mike Caldwell didn't take full advantage of his abilities.
Baloney.
That should change in 2023.
Did Mike Caldwell run out there in 2 big-time situations at the end of the game and commit personal fouls?
Yeah.
Stop it.
Let's not forget
Is that scheme related?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, by the way, we let him off
If
the
you
hook
put
for that.
listen, I got news for you. Put Nick Bosa on any team in any scheme with no one else around him, he's going to get you 15 sacks.
Yeah, I kind of
That's
agree
silly.
with that. I kind of agree with that. But I hope so. I hope there's some changes.
Yeah, it's just too much apologizing there.
Yeah. But the other one was, again, it is what it is, and he will continue to be a point of discussion. But when you are drafted number 1 overall, I think at least the expectation, you're supposed to be drafting the best player in the draft.
That's right.
And if you draft the best player in the draft, that player, can you find me a draft where there's not a Pro Football Hall of Famer? Would you say yes or no? There probably is one, right?
Yeah, there's probably a few.
There's probably some years where there's not a Pro Football Hall of Famer, but there aren't that many. But if you're drafting the best player in the draft, he should at the very least be a perennial Pro Bowler. That's all. I think that's where we're at.
100%.
And that's
you can't,
only because
this is, we've talked about it. You brought it up again earlier today.
Yeah.
This is always going to be magnified by the big bright star burning in Detroit with the guy everyone thought and wished we took.
Especially if he takes
Aiden
off this
Hutchinson
year.
was the defensive rookie of the year. He had 9.5 sacks. He had this real incredible year.
Well, Sauce Gardner was a rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year. But, yeah, he had a hell of a year.
Yeah. And by the way, I would much rather have Hutchinson than Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, me too.
We kind of have our own Sauce Gardner. It's just that he plays for the Jaguars, and for the first 2 years of his career, they were terrible, so no one really notices. Oh, that's not true. The second year was okay. His name is Tyson Campbell, and he was asked yesterday after training camp just what it is he wants to prove this year.
Sacks come in bunches, and
yes, they do.
Yeah, that was Mike.
I just want to show, I'm a great football player.
Okay.
That's it. Prove to myself, that I could be the best corner in the NFL. So that's the mindset you got to have at DV, and I just want to win. So I'm gonna do whatever it takes to win, and that's the mindset. Like, be relentless.
Well, if he does all that, it will be a great year for Tyson Campbell.
It's a very good. Listen, it's a position that is full of good young players. Like I was looking at the top 25 under 25, saying, well, maybe Tyson, flashes there. He's not on the team, and then I look at the names, I'm like, well, no wonder. It's really, Pat Surtain's under 25. You got Sauce Gardner under 25. You got that Woolen kid last year lit it up for Seattle, right?
Yeah. He was terrific.
At the end of the day, if you want to make your splash as a defender, pick the ball off. Pick it off.
Right.
There are very few guys that can earn a great reputation as a cornerback without a bunch of interceptions. That's always what initially gets them noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen doesn't have a ton of picks.
No. This is kind of what you said earlier today, and it's an article by Pat Forty.
Okay.
Cash-grabbing power players are sending college sports into a soulless spiral. Fans have been tricked into rooting for the piles of money that come with mega conference realignment and only to serve benefit administrators.
Well, and here's the deal, too. And so understand, for those that confused it the first time, when I said college football is becoming the NFL, 0% of that fact is about talent or talent development. It never had anything at all to do with that. College is becoming pro from of the multi-millions of dollars that seem to be the most important thing. Not an important thing, the most important thing, by a mile. It's not about what conference you play or what rivalries you keep. It's about how much am I getting.
And here's a good point from 40. Where and when it all ends, nobody knows. But eventually, if the Washington Huskies are making their 5th trip east of the fall, on their way to end their regular season, say, in College Park, Maryland, instead of playing their natural rival in Pullman.
Right?
That's
what I mean.
That's wrong.
It's wrong.
There will be a reckoning. The existential question, how did we get here? What are we doing? Why did we let this escalate beyond all reason? And that is wrong. Florida and Florida State should never.
You got to write.
If Florida State leaves to the Big Ten, there's a chance that they won't play Miami or Florida.
Well,
that should never happen.
Well, Miami.
You can say all you want about.
Okay, well, hold on before you chastise me because you're fine not playing Miami, and I've been screaming that the whole time.
Yeah.
What's the difference? No difference.
Florida State.
Miami was just as big a rivalry as Miami FSU.
Only for a short
baloney.
time.
They've been playing them just as long. They've been playing them longer, I think, than FSU. In fact, so no, you can't have it both ways.
Texas A&M not playing now. They'll hopefully
Penn
return
State,
to playing.
Pitt,
that's ridiculous.
Oklahoma, Nebraska.
That alone is that was the beauty of college football.
Sure.
And losing that has been bad enough. And I think you can take it on some accounts. But again, if you're getting to this level, man, come on. We're going to Washington, Maryland
it's
versus
losing that old family getting the station wagon charm.
Yeah.
When you just thumb your nose and flip the middle finger at tradition.
FSU
and
is
history.
contractually obligated to the ACC for another 11 years beyond 25.
That ain't happening.
Where the school is going and how it's planning to escape a binding grant of rights remains to be seen. But the FSU stance is clear. The Noles need more money. Everyone always needs more money.
It's not FSU's fault, by the way.
And are willing to trash any alliance or obligation that stand in the way of the pursuit of cash. The rest of the ACC is well within its rights to be deeply insulted by this, but FSU's perceived status, along with Clemson and maybe Miami as the football revenue drivers in the league, might buy it some appeasement in the form of expediting an even revenue split.
Listen, this was my point again against FSU, and I understand FSU's sensitive ears hear everything with a lot more vehemence than it's stated. I get that. But FSU has not in the last 6-7 years they haven't. Or if FSU and Clemson brought the kind of oomph to the table that they think they do, wouldn't the ACC be getting that money that they want? Wouldn't they be getting the same money as the other conferences?
It's a good question. If FSU succeeds in leaving, that throws the entire ACC into turmoil and probably would be the final step towards some doomsday consolidation consortium, because Lord knows the Pac-12 is already well down the road to ruin on the other coast. The demise of the Pac-12 began last year with the exit of SC and UCLA. It's never been closer to happening. Lightweight member Colorado abandoned for the Big 12. The so-called four corner partners, Arizona, Arizona State, Utah, currently contemplating following the Buffaloes after an underwhelming media rights agreement was put on the table Tuesday.
We'll put them on Apple. Heck, we're going to stream the game. Good luck getting anyone outside of it.
Another 2 to 4 Pac-12 schools are under preliminary consideration to join the Big Ten. The Oregon-Washington part of the equation could be fast-tracked per sources, with Big Ten media partners factoring into the conversations. A real proposal is going to take place fast, a source said.
I don't, listen, I want to be clear. I don't blame FSU. In today's day and age, they're doing the right thing. Aggressively go find your spot in one of the two leagues that's going to stand the test of time. Is there any part of you thinks ACC is going to get a piece of the college football playoff if FSU and Clemson leave?
No.
I don't.
Not if they leave. Not if they leave.
Yeah. And Miami better hope that they can, cling to a reputation that they rightfully carried 20 years ago and gravy train their way into a better situation than they deserve because, they've barely been a 500 team, it feels like.
It would be massively damaging to college athletics to have no prominent West Coast conference. If an entire region of the country sells out its athletes and fans for a long-distance partnership that in all likelihood will produce fewer victories, greater academic hardship, less tradition, and harder travel, all in the name of revenue, the entire enterprise is diminished.
I don't feel for the Pac-12 from this standpoint. If you go poaching other big leagues, then don't complain. Now, if you go get lesser, like the Pac-12 added Utah, well, they came from the Mountain West. They deserved to be up on a bigger stage, but they went and they didn't have a problem getting Colorado from the Big 12.
Similarly, the potential bloating of membership in a handful of super conferences would create a soulless profit machine.
That's what's coming.
That further erodes what makes college athletics different from the NFL and NBA.
It's going to be a pro. That's the point I started today.
Make the athletes full employees with unions and revenue shares, untether football from college altogether, licensing logos and nicknames to businesses that run the teams. How does the Crimson Tide minor league football organization grab you? Wolverines, Inc., Trojans Football Club.
Sound familiar, E? I said all this in the 6 o'clock hour.
You didn't write it.
I don't. And by the way, none of this has anything to do with talent development.
Yeah.
It's just a business model, the college business model.
I started this.
It used to be more high school.
I started this segment by saying this.
Okay.
And this is I have to point this out. I said, correct me if I'm wrong. Jeff, this is along the lines of what you said.
Okay.
Cash-grabbing power players are sending college sports into a soulless spiral.
I got you.
Just make sure you're
okay
with
I told him we're going to have the minor league clubs for the NFL. That's what I meant. That specific.
He said that too?
Yeah, that specific comment you said.
All right, we'll try to clean things up.
1992 draft is the last one to not have a Hall of Famer.
1990. Oh, who said? You found that?
Yeah.
Look at you. 1992.
Yeah, 1984 before that.
To wrap it all up, then, the point being, when you're drafting the very best player in the draft, and it will always be the scarlet letter that he has to wear. That's the negative part of it.
Let me ask you
this.
this.
The positive part is you got a boatload of cash.
Who was the first pick then in the 1992 draft, if that's the case?
Steve Entman.
Might have been.
I don't know.
I think he was 91.
I threw one out there. I took a shot.
That's a good one. That was a good shot. But I think he may have been a little later than that.
Too. I have no idea.
I'm going to go with was it Courtney Brown? Maybe one of those dudes, or they're later also. Oh, my God. I think you got it. I think it's him.
Wow.
There you go. Walk off. He's out. We'll be back to see what's trending. He loves it. Look at him. He's now celebrating in front of the – did you flip him off? Oh, he thumbs upped him. Okay. All of the years and honors and cash and rewards and trophies, and he gets more excited over nailing Steve Entman in the 93 draft than anything else he's done this week. It's fantastic. God loves sports. We love sports. This is The Drill. It's a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday.
Now, the Lamb Rant, brought to you by the best bet card rooms of Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine.
Football is a big man's game, so why do the small players get the vast majority of the credit and the attention? Seldom has an NFL team won the Super Bowl without a stout offensive line. Backup quarterbacks have won rings. Ditto for fifth wide receivers or running backs, not backup offensive lines. This is a prelude to telling Jaguar fans to remain cautious. They have the quarterback and a decent backup. The tight end, a proven running backs, 4 proven wide receivers, a solid kick returner, a very good punter, and a dependable place kicker. But the offensive line remains a question mark. The biggest, of course, is rookie right tackle Anton Harrison. Left tackle Cam Robinson is on a 4-game suspension. Walker Little is his replacement, taking him away from left guard because Ben Bartch is injured. The Jaguars are above average at center with Luke Fortner and right guard Brandon Sheriff. If the Big Uglies, as they're often called, perform, then all this preseason excitement could turn to postseason euphoria.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Hey, Hickett here. I hope your summer has been as fun as mine. Boy, what a great time to be with family and friends and entertain, right? But you sort of start to look forward to things getting back to normal, if you will, and everything settling down. And your house probably took a little summer beating. That's cool, no problem. But what a great time to get our boys from Zero Res, the cleaning freaks. Get them out to the house, man. Maybe get the tile and grout, the carpets, the rugs, all need a good cleaning. What a great time to call Zero Res because they're offering the hottest price of the year on tile and grout cleaning. Get your tile and grout cleaned and sealed 25% off. Man, and it smells so good when they do it. It's like a new house. Zero Res, man. You spell it forwards or backwards. Zero Res. The right way to clean.
Hi, this is Dale Murray from South Georgia to Central Florida and coast to coast. The Murray Ford Superstores are still putting the customers first and cranking out the deals those big city dealers can't touch. It's no wonder everybody's driving to Murray Ford Superstore to purchase their new vehicle. It's simple. If Murray Ford Superstores doesn't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Plus, you get a 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified new and pre-owned vehicle. Shazam! Holy Jesus Aruba Batman, how do we do it? There's no reason for your purchase to take all day, running around with those big city dealers and being flim-flammed with those big city prices. Nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. And we'll trade anything from aluminum cans to minivans. Be American, buy Murray Ford Superstore. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray, in Stark or Kingsland. I'll be waiting for you. And remember, at any Murray Superstore, it's all about you. Shazam!
This wasn't how Patrick pictured himself in retirement. Instead of playing golf every day, he could barely walk because of his severe knee pain.
It hampered everything because it hurt to walk around the golf course. It hurt to swing, pretty much doing anything.
But the groundbreaking regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics changed everything for Patrick. QC Kinetics uses your body's own healing properties to help repair and restore damaged tissue in your knees, hips, back, and shoulders. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime.
The turnaround's been amazing from where I was to where I am now. I've gone from a 15 handicap down to a 7 handicap because my knees allow me to play golf like I haven't been able to play probably in 15 years.
Don't let joint pain keep you from doing what you love. Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522. Introducing an exciting update from DuckDuckRooter. We're thrilled to expand our services with the launch of DuckDuck Air Conditioning. As a fully licensed mechanical contractor, our skilled team is equipped to handle any air conditioning and refrigeration project you have in mind. Contact DuckDuck Air Conditioning today at 904-862-6769. That's 904-862-6769. Or visit us online at duckduckac.com. DuckDuck Air Conditioning, your reliable partner in air conditioning and refrigeration services.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
Mia O'Brien.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
On XL Primetime from noon to 3, on Helmets and Heels Tuesday nights.
I swear to you, I know her.
And you can follow me on the 1010XL video and social media channels.
I would know her voice anywhere.
All Things Mia is driven by Arlington Toyota.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at goosehead.com.
Get the family feast for two every Friday night at Woody's, just $29.99. A $7 savings. Start your weekend off right on Friday night at your neighborhood Woody's Barbecue.
At Woody's Barbecue, it's what we do. Let's eat.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it worse. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
Get ready to swing into Flavortown at Fourscore Golf Tavern and tee off your taste buds on our brand new
mouth-watering menu items. Our talented mixologists have created an array of cocktails that will make you feel like you're celebrating a victory on the 18th green. So swing by Fourscore Golf Tavern today and take your taste buds on a golf-inspired culinary journey. We're located in the San Marcos Square. Visit our website at fourscoregolftavern.com for our full menu and special events. Oh, and don't forget to tag us with your favorite picks. Fourscore Golf Tavern.
Ackerman Urology's new Beaches location is now open, conveniently located on Atlantic Boulevard near Hodges. Visit the experts at Ackerman for all your prostate and urological concerns. AckermanUrology.com.
If your hair is thinning and you're looking for an easy solution that will restore your hair, check out IHRS PRP Platelet-Rich Plasma. PRP, using your own platelets and cells to restore your hair where it's thinning. Combined with their FDA-approved laser hair therapy and pharmaceutical-grade products, all three will deliver one better result. Call IHRS now for a free evaluation and to find out if their PRP 45-minute treatment will work for you. Now there is a solution for any man or woman with any degree of hair loss. And it's all in one place. Call 904-777-IHRS. IHRS has been restoring hair for over 30 years. The staff at IHRS knows what it's like to lose their hair. And that's why they're ready to help you grow your hair back.
Schedule your free hair and scalp analysis today. Call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Oh, got some speed monitoring out there. It's a Drill Speed Trap Alert. It's brought to you by Catlin Truck Accessories, radar detection, and so much more. Oh, if you got a truck and you don't have that rolling lock, I don't know what to tell you. All right, this is a crafty little spot here. There's a couple spots here on Southside Boulevard, right?
Yes.
Like if you're flying down the interstate or you're on JTB, kind of always have an awareness, head on the swivel, right? You know, you want to make sure. But here on Southside, there's two little spots that are crafty. One of them is down going south, the honey hole down there underneath JTB if you're taking Southside South. And the other is if you're flying up over Beach Boulevard here going Southside North. And that's where they're sitting. So you're welcome. Brought to you by Catlin Truck Accessories. That's a Drill Speed Trap Alert.
Thank you, friend. I have a big announcement to make.
Oh, snap.
Golf sign up tomorrow, by the way. We're still working out the details of the computerization. You guys know it's the 14th, so
14th, $50.
Get ready to go.
It's still going down.
It's still going down, for sure.
I've got a big announcement. It's so big. This is the most exciting news that we're going to play New York City headlines, but I'm only doing one headline.
What?
Yes, because we're going to dive into the story.
That is completely contrary to what New York City headlines are, though.
But I feel like we have to do New York City headlines because this is huge. This is exciting.
You know how many times you've left me unfulfilled with information when I say to you, what does that mean? I'm sorry, I can only do the headline.
Correct.
Now you're telling me I have to do a whole segment. I'm not going to be able to never mind. Wittingly interject 8 or 10 times.
This is the headline.
To throw it all into one?
Yes.
Wow.
It's too good to pass up, E. E?
Yeah.
New York to L.A. in 20 minutes. LK99 superconductor research breakthrough could mark new era for humankind.
Listen, I don't have the expertise to pull it off, but I've said forever, we're going to get to a world where you're going to be like the cash in the bank vault. And you're going to get in your little pod, and you're going to push your buttons, and you're going to be in Atlanta in 15 minutes.
I'm with it.
That's coming.
You're with this?
Yes.
Imagine riding
Is that what it is? Is it the vacuum thing?
I don't know. We'll get to it. Imagine we're diving into it, into the story with New York music behind us. Because
all right. Brought to you by Pet
so
Paradise.
Exciting.
I guess.
Don't like your attitude. Imagine riding a levitating train at speeds of 14,000 miles an hour, cutting the trip from New York to L.A. to 20 minutes. A team of South Korean researchers say the science fiction fantasy is closer to reality than ever before with what they claim is a revolutionary breakthrough in superconductors.
Magnets and such.
No one knows. It's not gas. We believe our new development will be a brand new historical event that opens up a new era for humankind.
Listen, the Jetsons. We're headed there. It never feels like it when you're in the era you are, but go forward 100 years. And this stuff's happening, flying cars, and it's just inevitable, right? You never think of it, but it will. So there will be a day where, you get on a – now, they didn't tell you the other part. Price for this first trip, $41,000.
Skeptics have poured cold water over our claims.
Well, that's too bad.
I take the announcement with the proverbial grain of salt, said Jens Koch, a physics professor at Northwestern University. This is an area of research where breakthrough claims have been made in the past and then had to be retracted because it did not hold up under scrutiny. A superconductor is able to conduct an electric current with virtually zero resistance, thus allowing electricity to flow through it without any energy loss, Jeff.
1,400 miles an hour.
14,000.
14. Is that even safe? I mean, what's a G-force for Pete's sake?
No one knows.
How fast does the fastest jet go? It ain't 14,000 miles per hour.
Let's just ride, baby. Me and you.
I'm throwing two. I don't believe there's
Jeff, why
a
don't
technology.
we be the first two on the New York to L.A. superconductor?
That sounds a lot like going down in that little death trap they sent to the bottom of the North Atlantic.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm going to take a pass on that. Thank you, though.
Michael Norman, a physicist at Argonne National Laboratory, told Science Magazine the Korean researchers come off as real amateurs. They don't know much about superconductivity, and the way they've presented some of the data is fishy.
Listen to me, okay?
This is bringing me down.
I have never been more disappointed in eschewing the entire format of New York City
New York
headlines.
to L.A. in 20 minutes.
For this, what did they say, 1,400 miles per hour?
It says 14,000. It's a new era in humankind.
Okay, 14,000. Understand that right now, the fastest plane in the world is the X-15.
They don't have superconductors.
Mach 6.7.
Yeah.
Its max speed is 4,520 miles per hour.
They don't have superconductors. This is superconductoring.
It's all about magnets. Is that what you're saying?
See, we made the whole song. It was beautiful. This is The Drill on 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Get more downforce on Jacksonville's NASCAR station.
It's showtime!
This Sunday at Michigan International Speedway. Brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234. From the station with the most horsepower, 1010XL.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Who's your hero? Before you answer Superman, I don't mean those heroes. I'm talking our local heroes. Do you know one? Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet want to recognize your hero in a big way. This year, we will recognize local heroes in our community and honor them with a brand new car. That's right, we'll be giving away a brand new car, cash, and free oil changes for life to our local heroes. Visit localwowheroes.com to nominate and vote today. Let's wow our heroes.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Hey, gang, Prosser here. There's plenty of reasons maybe you're convincing yourself it's not time to sell your home. Maybe you're worried about settling for less money with a lowball instant offer. Chad and Sandy take care of that. Chad and Sandy at chadandsandy.com guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price at the deadline, or they will buy it. So no required costly repairs. Pick your move date. There are no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. So whatever promise or problem you think you have, they have a promise and a solution. In fact, just ask Larry and Luz out in Cunningham Creek. We were tired of being landlords on a rental property. We wanted to cash out, travel, put more money toward retirement. I heard about Chad and Sandy on the radio, and we are very glad we did. We got an amazing offer in 11 days, more money than we expected. Call the only agents we're trusting and recommending to sell your home. Chad and Sandy guarantee to sell your home, or they will buy it. Call 904-414-6200 or go to chadandsandy.com. That's Chad, ANDSANDY.com.
Folks, it's finally here. The return of the Blue Crab Crab House. After a massive fire, they return and they're open Tuesday through Saturday, 4:30 to 10, Sunday noon to 9. As always, each and every Tuesday, $2 margaritas, $1 oysters on Wednesday. And as expected, the best crabs that you'll find throughout Jacksonville. Same ownership, same management. The Blue Crab Crab House off of San Jose on Jillington Creek Road.
I'm Taylor Dole on your Gator Station. 1010XL is your pipeline to Gator Nation. Listen for the Gator Report all year round.
Brought to you by Darley's Plumbing, where quality counts. On the home of the Florida Gators, 1010XL.
Go Gators!
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Whether it's a large commercial project or a multifamily property, trust All Pro Roofing for exceptional craftsmanship and unparalleled customer service. We use only the finest materials, ensuring durability and long-lasting results. Plus, All Pro Roofing now has a full siding and windows division. That's right, All Pro Roofing is not just about roofs anymore. All Pro Roofing, now your trusted partner for commercial roofing, multifamily projects, exterior siding, and windows. AllProRoofingLLC.com.
License number CCC 1327056.
CDC 060138.
Hi, this is Lisa the Boatanista with the Freedom Boat Club, the smart alternative to boat ownership. My brother Mike lives a charmed life. Things always seem to go his way. Do you know someone like that? So I'm talking with my sister-in-law Shelly recently, and she shares this story. Last weekend, Mike walks into their bedroom holding 2 aspirin and a glass of water. What's that for? Shelly asks. It's for your headache, Mike says. I don't have a headache, Shelly replies. Gotcha, Mike says with a little grin. But honey, I need to get a good night's sleep. I promised you I would spend tomorrow getting the boat all cleaned up and ready for season. And it's gonna take a lot of work. Great news, Mike replies. I signed us up for the Freedom Boat Club today, so no more wasting time and energy on cleaning and maintenance. So, I guess the moral of the story is love wins again, or at least Mike does. Do you have better things to do with your free time than constantly cleaning and fixing up your boat? At Freedom Boat Club, we don't want you to give up boating, just all the hassles. Visit us at freedomboatclub.com.
Okay, next time you're at the store, I dare you to not think about the unmistakable fresh, clean scent of Irish Spring. Yeah, you heard me. I want you to resist picturing a shower filled with those sensational Irish Spring suds. And if you succeed, well, you got what my gramps used to call resolutitude. Not a real word, but let's be honest, you're probably going to end up leaving with Irish Spring because of its irresistible scent and because you have zero resolutitude. Pick up Irish Spring at Walmart today.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
I'm Sam Nelson. Jaguar offensive coordinator Press Taylor won't have lineman Cam Robinson for the first 4 games due to suspension, but will have his players ready come game day.
We're just preparing every single day for everybody to be the best at whatever position we're asking them to play that day.
Our Jags are on a number of preseason lists to win their division. ESPN reporter Jeremy Fowler thinks the Jaguars can meet those expectations.
I think the expectation is they're definitely not a pretender. That's what they have to prove. Are they a fringe playoff team or are they the real thing?
Jaguar players are excited to have the new training venue. Linebacker Josh Allen is enjoying it with the fans.
It's a luxury to be out here, and to be out here in front of our screaming fans, it's a great sign to be about.
That's your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar update. I'm Sam Nelson on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the 2-minute drill. Brought to you by Tire Outlet. Keeping 1010XL talking with wholesale prices and premium service. Tire Outlet, Jacksonville's largest locally owned automotive repair shop.
Hello, Tony.
Good morning.
Jaguars today, Thursday. What's cooking?
Dempsey on his way back from practice this morning out there at training camp. Looked like the
they're off tomorrow, right?
They are,
and then they go again Saturday.
And they're in the stadium on Saturday.
Yes.
For whatever used to be called a scrimmage, family night, whatever. Now it's 10 a.m. in the morning, and I doubt they're scrimmaging.
Yeah, don't Urban Meyer us.
Yeah, it's just a practice.
Which is fine.
Right?
But
yeah,
just
it's
so
cool.
As long as we know. Yeah.
But it is in the stadium and it's free. Mm-hmm. So if you want to go down there and watch it, go have a good time.
Yes.
And see the football team on the field, and we'll see them one more time on that field over the course of the next month as they have one preseason home game, week 3 of the preseason.
Before you do the question, do you think fans feel better, the same, or worse after 2 weeks of just practice, but those who are paying attention, what do you think? Do you think they feel better about it, and is that a natural thing for a team with a lot of promise?
I think better because there's been nothing to make you feel worse necessarily,
Right.
right? Like you may see the reports coming out of practice and you haven't seen a bunch of the defensive front guys stand out, and it's like, yeah, well, I didn't think they would, right? Like, so you don't necessarily feel bad about it, but there's been nothing but positive when it comes to Ridley.
Zay Jones and
Right, like the
Garrett
offense,
Prince and
the offense
ETN,
looks like what you expected the offense to look like.
Bigsby ran it in from a yard out, you know.
And in fairness, offensive and defensive linemen can't look good in these setups and situations.
No, it is a little surprising that even the defensive linemen are apparently getting handled in the one-on-ones, which is usually where they would get some kind of space for themselves at this point in camp. But apparently I know Walker Little has been dominating his one-on-one reps to this point in camp. We'll talk to John Shipley in the second hour of the program this morning. Our question of the day asking, how much should Calvin Ridley play in the Jaguars' 3 preseason games? All options indicate his total playing time over the course of the entire preseason. Your option shouldn't play at all. A quarter, which I put as 3 series or less over the course of the 3 games. A half, 4 to 6 series, or a full game, 7 or more series.
I think he should play more than your typical guy because he's been out of the league. But I'm not the expert on that. That's kind of my layman's thought. It depends on what they think. But because he's been out, but if he's not catching balls from Trevor, does it matter? I mean, that's the timing and sync that you need.
I put Trevor out there for one in the second preseason game. I tell Ridley to run a vertical. I throw it deep. Whether I catch it or not, I pull him out and say, "See you in September."
I'm still curious to see what exactly they're going to do because the second preseason game has been the ramp-up game. Recently with them going down to 3, but they have 2 days where they're in practice against Detroit. And I wonder if that has some effect. It's like we've seen what we need to see, especially against this team.
Could be true.
We're not putting any of our guys out.
And we will cover the game. You would learn more about the Jaguars if you covered those 2 sessions than if you went to the preseason game.
For sure.
Yeah. Have a great show.
Thank you.
What an interesting get-together. 2 real similar teams, the Jags and Lions. That'll be fun.
Oh, yeah. We owe them one. They whooped RA last year.
They did.
Oh, it was not
They
pretty.
whooped RA a couple times through the years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did they beat us, or was that Chicago that beat us? One year that we were terrible here, and it was like 41-0. It was 31-0 at half or something. I think it was against one of Gus's teams.
I think that was
the Bears, maybe, and Cutler.
Was that the Mojo Smile game at the end?
Right, we got mad because it was 41-7 final.
Yeah.
You had to laugh to keep
What was
from
that
crying.
running back's name that he was buddies with? They had the same agent. Forte? Forte, yeah. Thank you, Tony. All right, that'll do it. We're done. Our work here is
It is. It's been a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. We will see you tomorrow. Enjoy Jaguars today. That's next.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, Will